Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cool JDM Show. This is a show that you will learn cool things about JDM things. I am your host, Derek Walden, also company owner, which is important because we will talk about our company today. And so all of the problems with the company can be directed right at this guy.
Excellent.
We also have Mike Dennis on the mic.
That's me.
Sales manager of Pacific Coast Auto. And we've got Maximilian, the media producer.
Correct.
Media mogul.
And he is touching all of the dials that you can't see right now.
Although,
There's
in a interesting turn of events, one of the dials is near me and I am able to touch it. So that
And
may
Max
happen.
gave explicit instructions not to touch it.
He said
So-
maybe,
at least for now.
don't. It might fuck something. It might F something up. That doesn't count. I caught myself too late.
So in
We have
today's
a
episode...
fourth person, though.
Oh, right.
what do you mean, oh, right. Company owner of Pacific Coast Auto?
Oh, that made it sound so bad. I'm going to have to make sure I compliment Grant throughout the episode. So Grant, the amazing sales rep, we will be talking about him and the history of the company today. Grant, why don't you say hi?
Hi. Sorry, what am I getting complimented for?
Okay, that's
I'm happy,
enough,
but
Sorry. Okay, so in today's episode, we have a thrilling bunch of stuff to talk about. We will be talking about illegal street racers in Japan that are caught.
That's hot topic
the
right now.
foreigner kind of illegal street racers.
Oh.
Next, we're going to be talking about 3 red cars that you can buy. Mm-hmm. After that, actually, these are out not in order, but PCA history and secrets exposed. And yes, we are going to be talking about things we have never talked about in the history of the company. Just a few
I
things.
know these things?
No.
Wow.
And about things that have changed in exporting in general, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, mostly it's just a company history, but we will talk about how things have changed between how we did things in the past and how we did things now. Spoiler alert, a lot of the stuff what we do is the same as it's always been. We've just been perfecting it. What's that? Well, there's a word for that in Japanese, for constant perfection of something. Do other guys know?
Kaizen,
but isn't that just the...
continuous improvement.
I think it's just a word for improvement in general.
I don't know, but it's the Toyota word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toyota Kaizen.
It sounds like Grant's microphone's a little bit low.
Maybe for you. I can change that for you, though.
Better now?
No, it's not. It's not about you, Grant.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Not about
After that, we've got slightly racially insensitive Japanese candy, which happens more often than you would think. And then after that, questions and answers for you guys. I want to see people in the chat. We only have one person in there right now who's speaking the wrong language.
Nope.
The right language for Max, in case you didn't know from the accent, this dude does not have English as a first language, which is pretty amazing. But you know what's even more amazing is that Grant can speak English really well.
And it's not his first language either.
Wait, what?
I mean, he's from America. I just want to say that.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm trying to give the compliments to Grant. Trying to make up for the insults that I said at the beginning of the show.
Grant is almost Japanese.
Almost.
Pretty much. Of everyone here that's a foreigner, he is by far the most Japanese, I would say.
You've been here longer, though. You're the most
No,
assimilated.
Grant is the most. I've been here for longer than Grant has.
That's what I'm saying. Although Grant might be the most Japanese, you've been here the longest.
Right. Still, if people are going to say that the only good immigrants are the ones that become part of the culture, he's more part of the culture than I am. If that makes sense. He talks to the people at his daycare. When I went to daycare with my kids, I was like,
Next episode, we compare who's more Japanese, Grant or Derek.
Actually, one of the mechanics that we work with, Mr. Nishida, I met him at the daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
Well,
I am
was going to say,
integrated into the culture here. I'm not one of the bad immigrants.
good immigrants. I was going to say we're doing the show for one person, which was Japakawa, but Luiso Hardware is also here. So 2 people.
Yeah, well, just
show's
in
for
case
you.
you didn't know, we're keeping track of anyone who puts a comment in there at the beginning of the show, and then we hold them in high regard. And the people who don't comment,
We never know you exist.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
sad,
another
isn't it?
comment.
You exist.
I see we got 16 people, and only 3 people have said hi to us. How do you feel about that, Mike?
I feel a little sad.
We need a little bit
it's
more
okay.
white love in the chat.
Is this in frame?
It is in frame.
I
People
can't
can read it.
believe. I mean, I can believe it. There are so many examples of when,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to say it. Actually,
You'll
it
have
almost
to wait
came out
till
of my
later.
mouth. But there's some alcohol that sounds very racially insensitive here. You know which one I'm talking about?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too close to a word that you're not allowed to say, especially on a live stream, which coincidentally is the times that you're most likely to hear the wrong words dropped, Mr. I swear, in the first 5 seconds of the show.
That could have been anyone.
Before we go into the main topic of the show, we hope the internet will stay alive throughout the show. If it doesn't, bear with us. It's usually 30 seconds of us going away and then coming back.
Yeah.
We don't actually leave. The internet leaves us.
And every once in a while, you'll hear us say things that weren't supposed to make it live because we thought that the audio wasn't connected.
Yep.
So pay attention.
So look out for those. They're a blast.
we had comments last episode. Watch your language.
Yeah.
Okay, just going to have a quick look over the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4 people that we like. One person dropping the upside down smiley face. Thanks for that. With Derek's personal channel where he made these videos while he drove. We will be talking about that and actually showing a little bit of that as well.
That's actually very topical for the show. How about we jump right into that?
We could jump right into it with that story. So this week, I don't know why, but YouTube every once in a while will send a notification to my phone and say, hey, here's something you might be interested in. And it was a comment on my old, now defunct Derek Weldon YouTube channel. That channel has, I checked it because I haven't seen it in a while, nearly 7,000 subscribers, and I haven't posted anything since 2018. But somebody went back, and they posted on that, and they're like, I'm watching all of your old videos. It's so funny.
Oh, that's kind of fun, though.
So I watched the videos, and I thought they were pretty funny. I had a good laugh, and I thought that maybe that's going to be a good topic for this show. And then it kind of extrapolated from there, not only the old videos, but the old ways of doing things, and then some history of what's changed in the company. And salacious details. Sorry, we talked over one another. We did it again right there.
Okay, we're still doing it? Dang it. The storied history of PCA with salacious details.
Right, and secrets exposed.
Finally, after all these years, you've been dying to know.
And you know what Grant said this morning? I was going through some of the videos, and he's like, you know what? Actually, Grant, why don't you say it?
Yeah, so this is listening to footage of Derek from well before he and I had ever met, and it struck me that you sound much more Canadian in your old videos.
That's racist.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Just an observation, to be honest.
Grant, that's very perceptive of you. I love your perception skills.
Thank you so much.
So the video that you have in question, when was that filmed? What year?
2015.
And how
So
long
11
had
years
you
ago.
Been in Japan then?
9 years.
9 years. Oh, wow. Long time already.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do those driving around in the car thing until I had enough confidence to get in front of the camera. Because that'll be a reoccurring thing when we go over the channel.
All right.
It's just like some people love to be in front of cameras and not this guy. I mean, we'll get into it.
Wait a
second.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it, I guess.
You know what I'm talking about, though. Some people just live for being in front of the camera. They're like, get my good side. I'm just, and that's never been me. It's been used as an effective tool for building the company, but it's never been my desire to be in front of the camera or to become famous or anything like that. So it's always been something that's been a constant struggle for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what has changed in the last 18 years? It's not quite 18 years. It's 17 years and 9 months that we've been in business now. But
17 years, 9 months.
18 is rounder than 17 years and 9 months.
You're almost at legal drinking age for the company.
It's crazy to think.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've almost been running this company for half my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a lot of stuff here, and the printer printed everything out in half size, so I'm just going to be holding this up to my face the whole time.
Cool.
So we will watch some old YouTube videos on here, and you guys can react to them, because both of you guys were viewers of the channel before you became staff.
I was going to say.
So was Jacob, and I don't know, Grant?
Yo.
Did you know about us before you got hired here?
I followed on Facebook because I think an Australian friend of mine had wanted to use you guys to export something, but I don't think I had ever really watched the channel.
Not a fan. It shows,
Compliments,
honestly.
Mike. Yeah.
You've done well.
Okay, so the beginning of the company was August 2008. This company was started by me and my wife, and it was started out of our house while I was a kindergarten/preschool teacher. I came here to Japan with the intent to start the company, but of course you can't start the company unless you got bags of money in your pocket, and we came to Japan with minus money in your pocket. You always hear about the immigrant that comes with a dime in his pocket, and that was literally me. We had minus $5,000 in credit card debt when we moved here.
Wow.
So you can't start a company unless you've got money, usually, and it kind of lined up pretty nicely that this company could be started without a lot of buy-in capital, because basically you use the customer's money to buy the cars from auction, and you get a service fee for that. I'm explaining it to you like you don't know this.
Well, I mean, we're doing a dual host thing, so it works.
And there are some troubles with starting a company when you don't have a lot of money. Namely, you don't get paid anything when you do it. And so for the first 4 years or so, it was me working full time while starting to get the company off the ground. And thank God I had that youth energy, because if I didn't have it, there would be no way.
Yeah.
To do it nowadays, literally impossible, because not even joking, 80 to 100 hours a week between preschool, and preschool is high energy job, dancing and singing, and I could rely a little bit on my ADHD, but I did get extremely burnt out within the first few years, and it was quite difficult to start. I'm glad I did, though. There were times where my wife was like, you know what, you should just drop the company. It's not making us any money. It's making you stressed out. Just, see if you can become a head teacher or something at your school, and we'll have a better life. And, we had a young daughter that was born in Canada before we moved here, so she was, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years old.
Yeah.
It's a sad, sad story of me not having any money.
Having to whisk her off overseas.
And our apartment, too, was 400 square feet. That's for me and my wife and my daughter.
What's that in square meters?
40, approximately. 40 square meters.
Yeah.
And, when you start a company, you have to show a picture of your office to get your auction license, right? And I showed a picture of my office and the sign outside the door and where we keep the cars.
All right.
It was a kitchen and a very obviously residential door with a little Pacific Coast logo on it. And our lot, we just showed the port, which was fine because the port is, The beginning of the company, and this was one of the big changes, we haven't ever really paid for advertising with the company. The beginning of the company was advertised through web forums, which a lot of the older people know very well. The younger people maybe not so much, but it was now Facebook has kind of taken over that, right? Where people would get together and talk about cars and stuff like that. And there was a major web forum in Canada for importing cars, and every night I would spend an hour or two answering people's questions and stuff, just to seem like I knew what I was talking about, which looking back I really didn't. And a lot of the other exporters saw me gaining traction, and they were like, this guy has only been in business for several months or a year, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And the truth is, to some extent I didn't.
I mean, they were also saying things that were not true.
Which we will get into a little bit.
Okay.
That's the salacious part.
I'm not jumping ahead.
Feel free to
Strap
jump ahead if you want. This could be a little bit messy, just like my mind is.
Yeah.
And these internet forums were the way that a lot of companies would advertise. We ended up getting enough money that we could sponsor this web forum, and we paid, $200 per year, which is pretty cheap for sponsorship, but whatever. And things were good at the beginning.
Exciting times, starting a new company.
How did we start buying? Well, we didn't have an auction license at the beginning, so we contacted another car export company that was also on the same web forum. And this car export company ended up crashing and burning hard. It was big news when it happened. 2008, post-financial crisis, or right during the financial crisis, I contacted them and I said, hey, I'm another car exporter. We aim to sell a whole bunch of cars, but we're going to do all the work. We basically will contact the customer, do all of the customer prep. All we need for you is for you to buy the cars and then ship them to the port. And for that, we'll give you 20,000 yen. And the normal fee is 100,000 yen at that time. So this company was like, yeah, we can do it for that price. Because I was contacting a few different companies. Most of them didn't get back to us or whatever. But this one that knew us did, which was really cool. He gave us our foot in the door and we can start selling the cars.
And they had the license to purchase from auctions, right? That you
Yes.
didn't have at the time.
Yes.
They had their own direct auction license?
It's a
Right.
weird system. They did have their own auction license, but they got it by buying another company.
Oh, interesting.
So they bought into it, which I don't even really know how it works.
I assume
There obviously had to be some deal that the guarantor gets switched. So
interesting, yeah.
More details on guarantors in a sec when we talk about when we actually got the full USS license, because not easy to do that.
No.
And yeah, it went well, but obviously if a large amount of our profit is being given to another company, you can't make a lot of money. So we were focusing on making a name for ourselves during that time.
Question for you, was it always meant to be a temporary measure?
Yeah, just a foot in the door.
Yeah.
It was understandable at the beginning that if you're
Yeah.
giving 30% or 40% of your profit to somebody, then you're not going to be able to make
No.
any money.
I just wanted
Which
to-
year was that when you started to work with that company?
2008, right? at the
2008,
beginning.
right at the beginning. Okay.
So what I wanted to say is that, like, because you couldn't get the auction license, you needed a way to get the auction license.
Right.
And
Yes, and we
Quick.
couldn't get the auction license then. We spent $1,000 on getting a Jumvia membership. Do you know Jumvia? Mm-hmm. And Jumvia website at that time said, if you get a membership with Jumvia, you automatically get an ASNet membership. So I was like, okay, $1,000 to get a membership that I otherwise don't qualify for, because I didn't. Sounds like a good deal. I paid for it, and they didn't give me an ASNet membership. And then when I complained to them, they're like, sorry, we don't do business in English.
lovely.
And then I was like, well,
$1,000 back then, please. No, that's not how it works.
I have since learned that Jumvia is not looking out for the small exporters. The board of directors of Jumvia is all big exporters, and they're a lobby group for big exporters.
Right.
They are not.
There's a lot of interesting things that Jumvia does.
Let's leave it at that.
Jumvia is probably also quite powerful.
They are.
So let's talk about
About
let's talk
something
about them
else.
and complain about them. I honestly don't have a huge problem with them, except for the fact that they present themselves as if this is a safety net for people to make sure that the bad exporters can be like
Yeah.
a better business bureau, right? So exporters can be like, is this company good? And they'll be like, yes or no.
And the companies that they say yes or no to
A company
are...
that screwed me, which we'll talk about, was the main person of the board of directors on Jumvia as well.
Yeah.
So it's like that guy is
Who
like,
were caught doing-
we're going to help all of you customers very well. We're also, on the other hand, going to steal your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we went to court for that, and it was not a lot of fun.
And won.
Yep, but it took a year and
Right. What is winning, really?
and a lot of money.
The
too.
verdict was in your favor.
Quick look at the chat. Donato says hi from London, and their car, arrived today.
Ooh,
Good
exciting.
stuff. We're selling a lot more to the UK now, which is great. It's funny, too. We had somebody sign up, and they're like, and I'm from the UK, so can I have Jacob as my sales rep?
Yeah.
Jacob from the UK, right?
Yeah.
You think it was like he didn't even really know Jacob, but he knew that Jacob was from the UK.
Yeah. I don't know if they watched the videos or anything, but if you are that person, then that was funny and it made us laugh.
Might have
Oh,
this-
they said they've already sold the car, maybe, that's arriving today.
stuff.
So
Oh, wow.
Ready to buy more.
yeah, they said they'd come back.
There's another question right in there that quite makes sense to answer now. Ledo has asked, when starting the company, did you need a minimum number of incorporators to create the company? Like game companies in the 80s that required a minimum of 7, or had things changed by the mid-2000s?
Oh, sorry, a minimum of what? 7 what?
Incorporators.
Incorporators.
I
Like
don't...
employees or people who are in the company.
At that time, if you wanted to be legal to work here, you had to have a buy-in capital of 5 million yen, and you had to have 2 full-time Japanese employees. in order to do that, and you had to have a rented location and a bank account and a few other things. But I came here on a dependent of Japanese national visa, so I didn't need that. And when you're a dependent on Japanese, if you have that visa that I had, there are no limits to what you can work in. So no
it's
issue.
more a visa thing than registering a company in Japan thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Derek's talking about is the business management visa, I think.
And now they've just changed it to so that the buy-in capital is 30 million yen, so 200,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are complaining that, well, unfortunately, that has been used as a loophole for people to immigrate that otherwise wouldn't qualify as long as they had enough money.
Yeah.
And compared to other countries, the buy-in capital was very low. So usually they have these golden visas where if you have enough money, you can get into most countries. You just got to bring some of your money there to help the economy there, that sort of thing. And Japan, it was too easy to come here for those people. Yeah. So they changed it.
And they were doing unscrupulous
Some
things
of them were.
as well.
And some of them were doing scrupulous things.
Sure. The scrupulous and the unscrupulous.
Right. But no, the opening of the company was fairly easy. We did it ourselves without a lawyer. The whole paperwork and everything was $500 or so.
Okay.
What else we got? The next thing. So jump forward to 2010 December. And so now we're going forward another 2 years. And this is when we had our first public YouTube video. So at the beginning, we didn't jump into YouTube until the first 2 years because if you recall, in 2008, YouTube wasn't a huge thing. There weren't a ton of people on it. And the idea of...
It felt great, by the way.
Right. The idea of leveraging YouTube for a business was in its infancy. And nowadays, it's just
mostly
part of your regular... Right, or socials are part of every business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially any customer-facing business. Facebook was new. We did have a Facebook page. Blogging, like the old school blogging, not vlogging, but blogging was popular when we first started. So we were thinking about starting a blog to help promote the company, these sorts of things, all the things that you can do without any money, really.
Yeah.
So I would go to like
Hi, Max.
car meets and take pictures of cars and then try to get my name into Speed Hunters or something like that. Didn't work out very well. I had a really, really cheap point-and-shoot camera, like that I bought for $150.
Well, when you got no money,
right? I got it as a Christmas present the first year I was here, and I was like, "Oh, I got a camera that I can do long exposures on. Now I can take pictures at Daikoku," which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So jump forward 2010. We have our first public video, and then YouTube was our switch to the mainstream. When we started on YouTube, there wasn't a lot of other YouTube people doing what we were doing. We were basically the source of weird Japanese cars that you can see on YouTube. Because really, there wasn't anything. There were no Japanese vloggers in Japan. There were a few other exporters that were putting their cars online, but it wasn't great quality. Just like ours in the beginning. You'll see as we go take a look at this video. So this is our first video. Please... deal with the sound.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, but there's a belt squeal on this Jaguar, and it is annoying.
And if the audio for those videos that we show today is too quiet or anything, please tell me. I can change it on the fly. So here's the first video. That's the belt squeal.
I already want to take my headphones off.
Do you say anything in the video? Or is it just...
Nope. This was pre-speaking on video.
Pre-speaking on video.
So this is Jag interior video.
So did you upload this in order to have people or customers look at the video, or was it, I'm going to upload this so people can see it all over?
Like I want to take in the video at the moment.
Do you feel transported back to then?
When compiling all of this, it was very much like that. There you go.
You get
Look at that
further
rear
away
shot.
from the car, and it's
like rear shot.
So, video aside, it's in phenomenal condition. I imagine it was quite cheap too.
Yeah, 36,000 kilometers or something like that.
Yeah, wow.
And yeah, probably $100,000 or something like that for that car.
$1,000.
V12.
Do you remember how the car smelled? First question.
Interesting.
I don't know. The stock wheels on there too. So this was shot at the port, and this was before we had our own lot. So all the cars would go directly to the port, and then we would shoot the videos. Anyone who bought a car would get the report included in the price, which was, thinking back, a really stupid thing to do. This was way, way, way better value than any other car exporter because nobody was doing anything like this. And this was our way to stand out. And sometimes when you're starting a business, you have to take it hard.
Okay.
Before people start paying attention to you. Because if we had the same value proposition as everyone else, then why would anyone buy from us? Until we would grow slowly. So I was giving more than what they were paying for, basically.
Yeah.
And it turned out that later on we realized, because a lot of this was learn as you go, right? I didn't have any business experience. I had nobody to ask. I had no mentors for any of this. It was just like, do whatever I want and see what sticks. And that's a lot of the reason why we didn't grow super fast, because at the beginning there was a lot of, I don't know what I'm doing, and we made stupid mistakes.
Plus, it was also just you and your wife, and this was a part-time thing. You still had your full-time job.
Yeah.
So
Right. So I would take a day off of teaching to go to the port to shoot one car. Going to the port, I would need to take the bus because I had the train and then the bus. And from my house to here would be an hour and 45 minutes. You had to walk 20 minutes to get to this port location because the ports are for driving, not for bus stops. They have like 6 bus stops on the whole island.
yeah.
And then I would shoot this and then go home, and it would be like a total of 5 hours to get this video that we didn't charge anything for.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that comment, Mike?
And then I'll get into the comment in a second. When people bought the report, they got about 15, anywhere between 10 and 15 little video clips of about 20 seconds to 50 seconds. That was the beginning of how we did it. And then they got a whole bunch of pictures as well. We weren't allowed to move the cars, so the cars were all stuck up next to one another. And there wasn't a lot of structure. If you bought 2 cars in 1 month, you might get wildly different reports depending on what I found that was worth shooting at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read the comment.
Someone has aptly named this live stream the JDM 18-year-old exposed stories, taking it hard in the business.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
It's quite funny.
I was 25 at the time when we started the company.
Youth energy.
We started the company 1 month before. Yeah, so 1 month before I turned 26 is when we started.
So back to my initial question: did you post this video thinking that people would see it, or was it just posted for the customer to see it?
When was this one posted? 2010. So this is basically 2 years after we started. The first reports were done in the same way, but they were uploaded to what's the old version of Pinterest? Photo Bucket.
Oh yeah.
They were uploaded to Photo Bucket, and then all the photos were uploaded there. The videos we posted onto. Geez, how do we send the videos? I think we posted the videos onto YouTube privately and then sent links to the customers. So a number of people got their reports first before any of it went onto YouTube. And then the person who bought this car, I don't remember if I approached him and said, can we make these videos public for advertising? Or if he said something that made me decide to do that. I can't remember. This was a very long time ago. But this was the first video that we ended up public. I remember he bought 2 cars, actually. It was this and one other vehicle.
I wonder, what we sometimes get is customers asking, please can you post the video on YouTube, because I then want to share it with my friends or family, and it's an easy way for them to do it. So I wonder if it was something like that, like,
yeah, maybe
rather than make it private.
The private ones could be shared still.
I don't know. It's just something that we
Our
still
first
get asked today.
Video, and this was on a little point and shoot camera. I think
Quality's not bad.
720 was the max resolution.
Yeah.
You'll see some of the later ones got worse resolution too. I don't know why.
In 2010, still, this is not bad.
Yeah, it was a Sony camera. Has
gonna say Japan was
really
probably-
really nice screen on the back. Nowadays, nobody's buying a point and shoot camera because phones basically do better than those point and shoots.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Off topic. Never mind.
You just looked at my face and I'm like,
Yeah.
gee.
Okay, so back then, it wasn't possible to upload thumbnails unless you were a YouTube partner.
Oh, I remember
to,
that.
To become a
Yeah.
YouTube partner then, you had to partner with, what is it called? A group?
Oh.
You could have partnered with a group because the entry criteria were lower, but you could have a direct contract with YouTube.
Right.
So, yeah.
And if you were able to do that, then you could make your own thumbnails, but you couldn't at this time. So all of the thumbnails were just a random. They would give you 3 different picks of which screen cap that you wanted to post.
Yeah.
So YouTube of the past. Kind of funny. No text on any of the thumbnails. Yeah, okay, I've just already gone over that. 2011, we're jumping forward a few months down to March. The exporter that we were buying through started...
Imploding.
This started a series of events that turned out to be pretty bad. The exporter we were buying from...
So this is 3 years in. Still finding your feet, right? 2011?
Yeah. So they called us up one day, and they were like, we don't want to buy from you unless we up the price from $20,000
For you.
for you.
$60,000. So triple the price.
Ooh.
And they just told me one day, as of today, the price is now this much. Now, they know how much it costs to run the business, and they know that at that price, there's no way that we could do anything about it. This car exporter, like I said, was in the same group forums as us, and I believe that they made that decision because they started to feel a little bit threatened. And as a result, they wanted to kneecap us a little bit. There were also a number of other times where the same company kneecapped us, and we found out. So it's...
Before this?
No, after this.
Okay.
So after that happened, I think they got some sort of personal vendetta, and within 2 years, they were out of business.
Oh.
I don't know when to get into that story. I don't want to drop who it is, but at the very end of it, it turned out that people paid for their cars, and they just took their money and left, and the people just got no cars.
That company.
At the end.
It sounds like, to me, with that very little bit of information, it sounds like money issues. That's usually what happens when money issues.
And I know
jack
why
up
there are money
prices
issues.
and
This company, they were buying the cars, they were charging the customer the consumption tax on it. The consumption tax at that time was 5%. It's now 10%, right? But at that time it was 5%. So if somebody bought a $10,000 car, they were getting an extra $500. And if the service fee at the time is $1,000, then that extra money, that's a lot more money than
huge
your normal
amount,
profit. You're talking at least double the amount of profit per sale. And then in the internet, in the forum that we were on, just so everybody knows, when you buy the cars, you get all of that money back. You file taxes.
Consumption tax.
And we get that consumption tax back. This consumption tax is a tax based on the consumption of the goods in your country. If the goods are going to be exported, then no consumption tax is charged. So just like now, we pay, if we buy $1 million car, which doesn't happen very often, we pay $100,000, and we get that back 8 months later or 10 months later or something like that.
Yeah.
This company was just charging it to the customer, pocketing that money, pocketing the other money, and on the forum, it became popular to start talking about how some exporters do this and some exporters don't. And because I had never done that, I was always on the side of any exporter that does this, you know me, they're scamming you.
Yeah.
And
They are. They're
that,
pocketing
I believe,
cash.
was impetus for this vendetta against us because they
Well, you were indirectly
fighting.
calling them out, right?
Right. I didn't know that they were doing that at the time either. I just thought that this company that we were buying through was a decent company and they wouldn't do something like that. But it turns out that they did. And a number of customers found out in the forum and then asked for their money back. And he didn't really easily have the money to give back to them. And he was... It's frustrating. He was sending his kids to private schools, which is $20,000 a year. And his wife went to Canada. I don't know how much of this is personal details, but his wife went to Canada for a sabbatical, which is just like, she went to university in Canada. That's not cheap to do either. Like, oh, you get to live in another country for a year. Meanwhile, I'm overcharging my customers. And then as soon as that comes out, he made a policy change so that he's not... like he's not making as much money, and then that within months the business isn't running anymore.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I guess we're somewhat responsible for that, but
Well, I don't know. If you call out bad behavior, are you responsible for the bad behavior? Or what comes after that? Not really.
yeah, it's a gray area.
Like, if you murder someone and I'm like, hey, Derek murdered someone, and you'd be like, oh, this is your fault. I'd be
Gray
like,
area.
not really.
Okay, so I'm just going to go on an aside because we're complaining about this person. So they contacted us because they were in Nagoya, which is far away from us, and they were struggling to find an export port. And the export port that we were using in Yokohama was very good and great. So they're like, hey, can you recommend the export port for us? And we're like, okay, you should use this one. They're the best one that we can find. And he's like, okay, great, thanks. Later on, this was something I did wrong. I saw a forum member's car at the port that was bought by that guy. And I mentioned that I had seen the car at the port. So, obviously, privacy reasons, you shouldn't be doing that, right?
Sure.
I mentioned it a lot on the forum, and then this exporter that we were at this point not buying through anymore, and we were fighting a little bit because of the tax thing. They called up the export port, and they're like, Derek from Pacific Coast Auto. I don't know exactly what he said, but he complained to them that we are potentially messing with their cars. He's like, they're taking pictures of the cars, they're inspecting the cars that are ours, and they're doing all of this stuff.
Which you weren't.
And we were told that this person, I know it's him because it was his car that we had talked about. We were told by our shipping agent that that exporter requested that we get kicked out as a result, and that they're going to pull all of their business if we don't get kicked out and all of this. Now, thankfully, they didn't kick us out, and we were allowed to do that, but he gave my wife, who is a very nice lady, a very strict talking to about that, and it was very embarrassing for us, and it was a scary time because we didn't know if we would get kicked out, and if we did, it's not like there are so many of these companies that you can go to.
There's limited port land, and these companies own that land, and you need that land to
that company was Sun Phoenix too, which we still work with, which imagine now if Sun Phoenix is like, we won't work with you anymore.
Yeah. Based on
That's
one complaint from
at the moment, like over 90% of the cars that we export,
Yeah.
99% even. So it was a scary time. And then several times over the next year, before he went out of business and returned to Canada, every once in a while things would be going well with our export company, the shipping agent, right? And then we would start to get another phone call. Are you sure you're not looking at cars? Because I just want to remind you that you're not supposed to look at other cars. And it would just come out of nowhere. It'd be like, we'd be fine for 2 months, and then we would get it again. And then we'd be fine for 2 months, and then we'd get it again. So I suspect that this exporter was trying to push to get us canceled over that time. Really, I mean, nasty behavior.
Yeah, it is slimy.
Especially since like our MO, and it continues to be, is that we do everything honestly, and we value the customers, and we're nice to everybody, and we're going to help you with all these scams and things like this. And then this guy is like, I'm going to ruin that company because I like to scam people.
Yeah. And at any point, he might have succeeded. Like, somebody could have made the wrong decision in the past and been like, you know what, we agree with you, we'll kick them out. And it's like, you got a company that's trying to do the right thing and do right by everybody, and the big guys who are often more powerful are like, nope.
Yeah.
Rather not have you here doing the things like that. I think it's extra funny that you recommended that port to him as a way to help him, and like, here, okay, I will willingly give you this information, and then he's like, haha, thanks. Stab.
Yeah. And then he tried to play it up like, I didn't know that you're not supposed to charge the tax. And I'm like, dude, you are in business. Do you not understand what a consumption tax is?
No.
And also, there's no way he didn't read it. Several people on the forum talking about it.
Yeah.
And it just went, my mouth is closed because I actually charge that.
Yeah.
Yuck. that person was important in some other scam that we got caught up in as well a little bit later, but we won't say the name of the company. They're a defunct company, but still, plausible deniability. I don't want to say who it is. Next, March 2011. This is when we signed up for a company called AutoServer. AutoServer is your next foot in the door. So that company canceled on us. We ended up signing with another company, but I thought it was time now to start getting our own auction licenses. So there are many auctions in Japan. There's like 15 different auction houses or something like that.
Auction chains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard because like the auction house is like the physical location to me, but then they're part of a wider chain like USS, JU.
So
TAA.
USS is the top, and then under that there's probably JU, and then under that is probably, I don't know, there are a lot of smaller ones, CAA, TAA, Nissan.
And some of those auctions have been acquired by other auctions over time, but retain their old name or merge names. And
Right. So you can't get a USS membership. It's close to impossible when you're a young company. It used to be you had to be in business for like 5 years before they would even let you.
Yeah.
So
lots of barriers to entry.
And so there's a company called ASNet, and this allows you to buy from any auction with limited terms. So they don't give you a very big budget for what you're allowed to buy. So they would say you can only buy up to 3 million yen, so like $20,000 at a time. And then if you go over that, you have to pay all of your invoices before you can get your cars or bid again, which is not possible when you're using your customer's money, right? So if customer bids on a car that's $30,000, then you have to wait for the customer's money to come 6 or 7 days later before you can pay that off, leaving you several days where you couldn't bid. So it's impossible as a small company to just use the AutoServer. So we still signed up with another company. And this other company that we signed up from, we went from the bad guy that complained about us to another company that turned out to be another bad guy. And this other company we ended up going to court with because they effed us pretty bad and caused a very, very difficult problem for us. This company is one of the top 5 companies in Japan, and at that time was on the board of directors of Jumvia. And they were like, yes, Derek, I will take your money because F you.
Well, we will help you so graciously and nicely.
It's so disappointing. And this is all, keep in mind, these are my first 3 years of opening my first business. It's like, get into the frying pan. Everyone's trying to screw you.
Yeah.
It's no wonder that all I wanted to talk about was everyone's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit, that second company?
We will. This goes in chronological order, so we'll get to it pretty soon. 2011, November. This is when we started posting what is the early version of what our walk-around videos are on YouTube. So the one where I, in one video, encapsulate all of the 20 or, 10 to 20 different video clips that I would take. It used to be like, oh, here's a dent on the car. Dent video 1, and then a 10-second video showing the dent.
Wow.
And then, because I didn't think I could do a whole thing with everything all in one shot, because I didn't want to cut any video. And then
doing a one take is tough.
Yep.
And at the beginning, it was especially tough because, you know me, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to talk. A lot of the reason why I didn't talk is because I don't like the sound of my voice. I didn't want people to go, everything comes to your mind. Oh, they're going to hear your voice and think that you're really young and not trust you because they don't trust young people. Or, maybe I'll say something stupid. So every once in a while at the beginning, I would start shooting the video, which at the beginning was about 5 minutes. And I'd get 2 minutes in and then I'd say something that I regretted saying. And then I'd go, erase video, shoot again.
Stop, yeah.
And then eventually I just, once you do something long enough, you don't care so much anymore. Yeah. And so I would let those things slide, or I would explain them away, or in some cases I would just say something stupid and then go, well, that was stupid, but show goes on.
Yeah.
And then you read the comment section later and they're like, well, why did you say that? And you're like, I don't know. And you don't want to be the guy defending yourself in the comment section like, actually, this is really difficult for me to do because I'm nervous when I shoot these.
Yeah.
yeah, it probably took me at least 2 years before I started feeling comfortable in doing those. And even after that, there were days that I'm not super comfortable. They were often, and I only found this out recently, but they're often shot in the afternoon, right after I eat lunch. I've got an insulin problem that I just found out this year, where my insulin has issues kicking in. And so after I eat, you're supposed to get an insulin coming in within 20 or 30 minutes. But mine is like, I'll take my time, no insulin for you, for an hour later. And then the body is like, oh shit, this guy doesn't have enough insulin and gives me 3 times as much as you're supposed to. And so I've always thought, oh, after I eat, it's annoying that I get tired and my brain doesn't work very well, right? So now I've got reason for why that happens. But then I would always shoot these in the afternoon, and I continued to. So every once in a while, I'd eat something for lunch, and I'd go, okay, let's shoot this video. And I got half my brain power, and it's a little messy as a result of that. This is my excuse, at least. I like to keep with it.
How about we do a supercut a supercut of everything wrong Derek said on video ever?
Yeah.
Oh,
on the walk around.
That'd be a long video.
Yeah,
right?
you can blame human biology for that.
Yeah. Take that, insulin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because as a skinny dude, all the doctors are like, what's going on with you? I'm so glad I finally got tested for that.
There's a comment. Derek should lift. He'd get huge with that insulin spike on a small amount of gear.
You should. You should time it so you eat your lunch.
Is that true? I don't know. I'd like to.
I haven't heard about that either. But
he's just recommending a small amount of steroids, and then you'd be like, jacked.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Diesel
Being jacked.
time.
I mean, I don't really want to be on steroids.
Yeah.
Also, I've always been stupidly skinny and wasn't able to put on any weight. Eat 3,000 calories per day, couldn't put on any weight. I'm looking at you, Max.
Max,
And then all
I'm
of a
not
sudden I
fat.
got fat.
Oh.
It's like, you want to be able to gain weight, and then it's like, no, you're skinny fat, which is even worse than just being fat.
I don't think you've ever been fat. You're
No. It's just like, I
Criteria
used to have no fat. You could see my abs all throughout until my 30s. And then it was just like, boom. It's like, come on, why don't you have fat in the shoulders or in the chest or something?
Yeah.
Does that have to be in my stomach?
no.
Okay, Max wants us to move along.
yes.
I'm going to read this just a sec. Okay, so the public walkarounds were pretty successful, and we were getting good views during that time. This was our springboard for sales, and it couldn't have happened at a better time because the web forum that we were on had probably the biggest problem that we have ever had in the history of this company. So at that time, we got almost all of our advertising from this web forum. This is a crucial place for us to get new customers. 90+% of our customers came from there. And I ended up selling a car to the owner of the web forum. He's like, you sound like a good exporter. I'll buy a car from you. We bought a car from him, and everything went pretty well. He got some work done on it here in Japan, and then we exported it to him. And this guy, let's just understand how this web forum came. This web forum was supposed to be a place for to expose the shadows of the Japanese car export area. The person who started it is very much like, these people shouldn't be able to get away with this, and it is a dirty industry. So this is naturally where I'm going to be attracted to, right? But it turned out that he has a passion for exposing troubles when they don't exist as well. And this is a very big life
JDM
lesson.
drama.
Just because someone is teaching you the bad things doesn't mean that they're being completely honest and unbiased about these. They want so much to be the person that exposes the bad things that they'll expose the bad things when there aren't bad things. And we became the target of that. And unfortunately, it is quite gray. The story is more complicated than I can get into here because, of course, it took the course of a year. But the owner of this forum, we sold a car to him, and he's like, Derek screwed us, and I've got proof. And he posted that on the web forum. And being the authority of the web forum where everybody there trusts you, everyone takes it very seriously. And if you recall, 90% plus of our customers came from there. I thought this was the end of our company. I thought that as soon as people figure this out, everyone is going to know and your company is done. We're in Japan. Trust is very important. People don't want to send money. They're already nervous about sending money to a company that they don't trust. And so as soon as they find this out, I'm like, we can't go on. At this time of the company, I still wasn't making a dime. I didn't start paying myself until later, which I talk about in here quite a bit after this, unfortunately. And what is he accusing us of? Now, at this time, we were still buying through that other company, the big company.
So this is the company that you just started with, the Jumbia member-related one, right?
Yeah.
If people aren't following the timeline, because it can get a little bit difficult.
Yeah. A little scatterbrained.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like without something visual. Anyway, go on, please.
So yeah, we were buying from this company for about 6 months or so, and before this happened. And this guy, our customer, said, what Derek did is he marked up the cost of the invoice. The customer wanted to bid 600,000 yen on this, and then we told the customer we bought it for 520,000 yen, and he was claiming that it actually was 420,000 yen, and then I was taking an extra $1,000 profit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we were buying from another car export company, and we hadn't added on that extra 100,000 yen or $1,000 onto the invoice. So I was in a bad position because I didn't want anyone to know that we were buying from another car export company, because this would lower our credibility in our customers' eyes. And at the same time, we had somebody whose opinion everyone trusted and believed saying bad things about us. And my God, waking up every day, I just felt sick to my stomach. I would go to the website, like feeling like I'm going to throw up to see what new things were going to be posted on there and what other people are going to complain. I thought Derek was a good guy. All this talk about, scams, and it turns out he's scamming.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of that kind of post, and it's
tough.
Even thinking about it's making me feel all worked up for this. Oh, what a bad time to know that you're innocent and to be accused credibly like that.
Yeah.
It's rough. I kept running through scenarios in my mind because, when you get emotional, you can't stop thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
All throughout the day, I'm trying to be teaching these preschool students, and I'm thinking, imagine if... This is a little bit weird, but it did come to mind. Imagine if somebody accused you of being a pedophile when you're an English teacher.
Yeah.
And you weren't. And then your whole life could theoretically be ruined, while the person who accused you doesn't have to bear any consequences whatsoever. And of course, I wasn't being accused of a pedophile, but it was still sharp enough of a accusation that it could down the company, I thought. And I thought totally, totally not fair.
Yeah. I will say it was his misunderstanding of the thing. So you need to explain that part, I think, so that people understand.
Right. So this guy who has the forum had connections in Japan because you're the top of the food chain. People want to suck up to you. The guy who I originally bought from, who didn't like me and was trying to hurt us, DM'd him what the car actually sold for. Which, for one, goes against USS auction rules. You're not allowed to do that. But actually, that's most of it. It turned out the car that was sold through negotiation, and negotiation doesn't tell you the actual amount, and he ended up showing a screenshot of the negotiation lowest offer price, which technically isn't what the car sells for, but that's all underneath.
Right.
For the way it was explained to our buyer was that this is the amount it was bought for, and this is the amount that Derek invoiced you for. So as soon as that was open, now it's time for me to contact our supplier. And I said, this is what happened, and this is why it made me in a bad light. So can you clarify one way or another? Can you get us an auction invoice that I can show to the customer? And they hummed and hawed, and after 3 weeks or so of me with constant pressure on them, they finally got me an auction invoice. And the auction invoice, because I didn't know any better, because I didn't have my own versions of USS auction invoices, I didn't know how credible that it was. So I sent it to this guy that bought the car from us, and I said, here's the auction invoice that I got. And by that time I had come clean. I was buying from this company, and this will be the auction invoice from that company, what they give to me, and it appears to be authentic, is what I said. So he posts that onto his web forum saying, Derek just gave me a fake version of the auction invoice, and then he said it's 100% authentic, which isn't what I said. But his story of how this happened got warped for what would make him look in the best light at all times. And then this was,
If you're the authority on the website and people are going to trust you, it's the whole thing of like, I'll just make accusations, and once an accusation has been made, it's much more difficult to
pull back.
disprove
right.
it.
The stepping back was something he never wanted to do, and it gets so dirty from here.
Yeah.
So now that invoice was out, I panicked and I contacted a lawyer here in Japan. And thankfully, I got a lawyer that really helped me through the situation. He didn't charge an awful lot of money. And we ended up going to these every month. There was a new hearing, and we would bring the person in from this company that we had bought the car from.
So you didn't say, but that means you were taking this company to court then, the
Yeah.
company that you were buying through.
Yeah. Well, taking to court. You basically
Like
start a
mediation,
legal,
right?
like a mediation
Yeah.
beforehand. And if mediation fails, then you would go to court.
Yeah. So kind of small claims court here?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to prove that company had marked up the extra $1,000. And then throughout that process, I ended up getting that. It took a long time. Cost us 1.6 million yen. Plus all of the time and bloody effort going
Yeah.
through this.
Yeah.
Sucks so much. And I learned a lot about the Japanese legal system. Apparently, and this is a little bit of a surprise to me, if there is an unspoken rule of the industry, then you can't fight against it.
What?
And
Wow.
so they, this company that we had bought from had said, this is the way that the industry works, and unless you can prove that this is not the way that the industry works, then we're not liable for this. And so they
So we're
did,
allowed to cheat as long as everybody else is cheating.
right.
Wow.
They did admit that they had marked up that amount, but they said that this is just how this industry works, and I should have known that because I'm in the industry. And so I didn't end up getting to prove like that they were wrong, but I got them to officially admit that they had marked up the amount and that I didn't know about it. And then a stroke of genius, I also amended it on my side of this agreement that I was allowed, like, this company said I'm not allowed to make any of this stuff public. It's very crucial that you're not allowed to make this public, and we will not bend on that, otherwise we're not going to agree that we marked it up. And I was like, okay, but I want somebody from one of the moderators from this web forum to also have access to this information. Had I not done that, we would have been completely screwed because we didn't know what was coming next, and it was a whirlwind of trouble. So
It's just keep getting worse. Like
this, I rarely think about this anymore, but like sometimes something will bring it up. You guys have heard the story,
Yeah.
right? It's
Bits
just
of it at least, yeah.
so. I feel like today is my day because I've now got proof after all this time and all this money that we spent on it. I sent this to our customer who owns the web forum, and we say, okay, so we got proof that they had marked it up and that they did it on their own regard, and I didn't know anything about that. So and while they didn't pay me any of that back, I know that you as a customer got screwed. So here's $1,000 back for it. And here's all of the proof. And then I sent it to the other moderator as well. And then he writes on the web forum, Derek admits that he marked up the money and that I'm trying to recall because this was a very long time ago. This was in 2013. And he did say that he paid, by paying the money back, he admits that this was his fault or something like that. I don't remember all the details. It's still online if you want to go read this, but
We can't tell you the forum or the people, but
now
you can
this
probably
in the
find
meantime, this took a year to go through court, right? In the meantime, anyone who was sticking up for me ended up getting their comments removed from the forum.
keep that in mind when you check it at the moment.
Yeah,
There's only
it
comments
has been
from
edited by the owner and
the unbiased
accuser.
And a lot of the things that I said were removed from the story. And there were accusations that certain things were edited. Like somebody would post and like, I don't know because I didn't screenshot everything, but certain posts would be put on there and then were edited or something like that. After he posted that, this other moderator who had been convinced that I was being dug through the dirt for no reason, he posted the proof. And boy, did this start a shitstorm. Now, he was allowed to do whatever he wants, but it was seen by the owner of the forum as a rebellion against the forum, that somebody was going against his authority. And once that was posted, it was immediately taken down, which other people thought was not fair. So he posted it again, and he said, I hope this doesn't get taken down this time. And because people knew something was going on, other people had downloaded the
Clever.
that. And then a number of people who thought that it was not fair that I was being thrown under the bus would post it again and again and again to get the words out that, like, this exporter is being abused by the owner of this forum, who is abusing his power as the owner of the forum.
Trying to prove his innocence.
And because it kept getting posted like that, I then, by the owner of the forum, got accused of starting a like
a bot attack or something like
right,
that. Right,
an attack against the website, and I was the mastermind for this. But I didn't, like, I very intentionally did not try, like, I spoke with the moderators behind the scenes as this was happening as well, just to be like, this is my story, and, like, I can't get my words out because things keep getting deleted, and I want everyone to know what's going on. And so all the moderators, after this came out, and it seemed like this, you can't post anything here. You can't ever say anything bad about the guy who owns the place. We don't really want to hang out here. So
it's no longer an unbiased. What was their slogan? Or is that giving away too much? The word unbiased is used, I'm pretty sure, because when I saw that, I was like, that's funny.
So all three of the moderators ended up leaving because they didn't want to stay in, and it was accused of me orchestrating the exodus of people. But I had no part in it, and it was really not fair that we had been accused of this. We just submitted the proof, and that was the very end of my involvement at that point. Gosh, it sucks thinking about this.
Well,
so
yeah.
Everyone who left still wanted a place in Canada to talk about importing. So there was talk among people about opening a version of a web forum to go back to what they wanted to do. A lot of people there wanted to talk about imports, and it's a great place because you can't just go to like a regular car forum and talk about importing to Canada at that time, because it was still a very new industry. And so a new web forum was started, and I was part of that, of course. The new moderators became moderators for it, and it survived for 4 or 5 years until forums stopped being popular, Yeah. They started dying.
Because this was around, 2013 or something?
2013 is when the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Oh, someone commented, I remember seeing these posts real time on that said forum.
Who is that, I wonder?
Silent112 is the name of the...
I wonder how many people are watching this that were around during that time, because this was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, these are OGs for the JDM importing game in Canada, for sure.
I can't believe that as soon as we had the proof, it was hidden like that.
Yeah.
That is so nasty. And then he went on a campaign to try to hurt us even more. He imported his car, which was broken, which in our terms of service say that, like,
we're not responsible for broken cars,
like,
because we're purchasing
we're just
a car
an agent to buy a car from the auction. You're buying from the auction, and then whatever you get, if we're making $500 on the import and the car's broken, we can't pay you $4,000 or something. That's not how this business works. Yeah. And he, as the owner of the web forum that understands everything, should understand that. So he got a car, and it was idling a little bit bad. It was a Toyota inline 6-cylinder that is known to have these sorts of issues. It's the now that I know this, I didn't know at the time, but it's the variable intake thing. The same problem your car had.
Yep.
The fluctuating idle.
Yep.
So, I'm so angry about this. I want to say a swear word right now. So
we haven't used our swear word, so go ahead. You get one.
He brought the car in, and he made this post, how to fix uneven idle on this car, right? And then he showed all of the pictures on how to do it. Keep in mind, this guy doesn't know a ton about cars. He likes to be the guy that knows things, so he presents as somebody who knows a lot about cars, but he didn't know. And he proves that he did it incorrectly by rewiring the coil wires with the positive and negative backwards. And then the car really runs like piss after that, because you can't do that when you're fixing your car.
Sure.
And then he's like, he starts complaining about how Derek sold him a bad car and that his mechanic in Japan broke it. Because we didn't mention in the story, but while the car was here, he got some
work done.
timing
You
belt or
mentioned
something
that.
like that
Yeah.
done on the car. And we had to replace coil wires as part of that. So he assumed that we had made a mistake in that and then rewired the coil wires, which wasn't the problem, and he ended up making it worse. And then he sued us in Canada for this. Now, keep in mind, we're a Japanese company, and it's an LLC, and you can't personally sue anyone for this, right? So he sued us in Canada, and the only reason he could sue us in Canada is because of a foolish mistake that I made in the company. I thought it was convenient for our Canadian customers to transfer money to us in Canada into my sounds stupid now, but into my personal account. They could transfer into the Derek Weldon account, and then I could group transfer into Japan. And this makes a lot more sense because at that time we were paying 4,000 yen to receive every payment.
So
And-
rather 4,000 yen for 10 payments, it's 4,000 yen for one payment.
Right, and this we weren't making money at the time. This made sense, and I didn't think of the consequences of
And
receiving
convenient
money
for-
in a personal account.
Inconvenient for Canada to transfer within Canada rather than having to go through trying to do an international transfer, which to this day some people struggle with, although
And,
there are a
and
lot
Canada's got an e-transfer system, which makes it very fast and convenient to transfer.
more. Yeah.
So
Thinking you're doing the right thing.
Unfortunately, this benefit to the customer came back to bite me in the ass because my account, he proved to court, small claims court, that I received the money in my account, so he therefore could sue me as a Canadian. So he sued me for selling him a bad car, which he knows damn well that he signed up stating that we're not responsible for this and that we weren't doing he would claim that we just conveniently not say that this car came from Japan, that,
It was a
this
personal
person
sale
sold me a
between-
car and it was bad,
Yeah.
and that he needs to pay for it. And he knows I'm in Japan, so in order to fight this, I have to go to Canada or hire a Canadian lawyer, which I definitely didn't have the money for at that time.
Sure.
So I'm like, shoot, what do I do? So I contact the court, and they say, okay, you can do the court over the phone, which is fine. All you have to do is call in beforehand. And so I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I call in beforehand. So I called in the day before, after being told by the court that it was okay to call in. I was like, okay, I just want details on how this is going to work because I'm going to be in court tomorrow for this thing, and what time should I call in, and then what should I say and everything. And they're like, what are you talking about? You need to get permission from the judge before you can call in. And I'm like, well, it would have been nice to hear that 3 months ago. And they were like, well, sorry. And I'm like, well, can I get permission from the judge? And they're like, no, that takes like 2 weeks to do. So I'm like, oh, I got court tomorrow, and I can't show up unless I hop on a plane then and go.
Even then, you wouldn't be able
I
to
don't
make
have
it
money
there in
for.
time. Yeah.
And so I wrote a letter to the court explaining my case and saying that we're a Japanese company and he bought it from a Japanese company and all of this stuff. But because I didn't show up for court, as an automatic thing, it goes to the person that is suing. So it turns out that he could sue me and get officially $2,500 for something that wasn't our fault, and he knew it.
Yeah.
He just wanted to, this is opinion now. I think he just wanted to hurt us because he felt hurt.
Yeah. It sounds like a vindictive person. If you're deleting things that are posted against you, it's abuse of power, and I don't know.
And the amount of times that he would post in there that, like, I'm destroying his marriage and stuff like that.
Meanwhile, he's trying to actively destroy you and your company.
There's still posts that are being posted today that
Right.
say things
I
about
don't go on
PCA,
there all
and
that
that's-
often, but
yeah.
when we look for reviews, every once in a
Yeah.
while, somebody will be on his web forum, which is weird
Yeah.
because web forums are nearly dead, and for some reason it's still up.
Yeah.
Someone will say, what about Pacific Coast Auto? And he'll say, we credibly, he scammed us and we proved it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do? What do we fight this?
Yeah.
Like, why? Our company has so much good, like, people on the internet say so many good things about us everywhere. That gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
I thought that, like, this is going to be up there forever and I'm screwed.
Yeah. And
But lucky for us that YouTube took off.
yeah, and every now and then we do get some. I think it might have been a few years now since I've seen it, but every now and then we would get a potential customer who would contact us nervously being like, I've seen your company, I've seen your videos often, and I want to import a car from Japan through you exporting it. And they will say like, but I found this, and I don't know if I can trust you, or something along those lines, or you've been proved to do something. And it's like, it's a difficult conversation without going through exactly what you just did, because there's a lot of features to that story that you need to understand to get a full opinion of. So I think we've definitely lost customers over the years because of that.
Especially at that point. And like,
for sure.
You know what really, really set me off? I'm sorry, I'll get through this eventually. What really set me off about this whole thing is that we don't really do any advertising. It's mostly word of mouth. So if somebody buys a car, this might turn into 2 sales, and those 2 sales might turn into 2 sales, and those 2, and so on. Yeah. And within several years, this can become, one customer can turn into 50 or 100 different sales as a result of that. You never know who you're going to sell to and what they're going to say. Yeah. Like recently, somebody posted something about importing to the UK, and I saved £6,000. Yeah. And then we got a bunch of customers from that.
Yeah.
And then those people might, Yeah. And for it to happen then, I know we've lost this far, probably thousands of customers, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars in profits are lost because of something.
And those people may have gone to the unscrupulous companies that have done worse, who have actually done bad things to them. So,
and
it's sad.
To go back onto the timeline, that was which year? That whole
2013.
2013.
That happened. Okay. So
2 bad guys were uncovered during that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the big one is still in business and doing probably as much business as they've ever done.
Yeah. It's a very well-known name, right?
At that time, it was one of the biggest. It was the top 5 for sure. Probably still is. And this is, right, people think big company means they're going to be safe to buy from.
Yeah.
Okay, 2014 January.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, would you like to complain some more? I would love to hear that.
It's something for the viewers watching. Like, you will have noticed that we didn't mention company names when we're talking about this, because we don't want other fallout and we don't want to start drama and everything. And you will have heard on other shows, when we talk about companies, we generally won't mention the company names either. And the reason is because we have the information behind the scenes. There are reasons why we do things that we do. We refuse to buy cars from other exporters in Japan. Some people will contact us saying, I found this car online, I want to buy it, but I want to buy through PCA. Can you buy it from that exporter and export it? And we'll say, no, we refuse to work with that exporter, and we have our reasons for doing that. So this hopefully helps you understand why we do things like that. Because there is still a lot of shadiness in the industry, and we don't want to have any part of it.
It's so easy. Like, scamming people, you could probably do it when you're in grade 4.
Yeah.
With the knowledge you have in grade 4. It's all like very, very easy and very safe scams.
If you're happy with bad intentions, then you'll find a way to do bad things.
2014. Thank you. January. Derek takes his first salary. And so I had never taken any money out of the company up until 2014. That's 6 years into the company. Actually, 5 and 4 months. 5 years and 4 months. And my salary was, drum roll please, 150,000 yen per month.
Ooh.
That's literally less than $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And that was the time that I stopped working full time. So this was a game changer for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I was still working part time for the next year or so. 2 years probably. And Saturday, too, because I couldn't find enough weekday part-time hours to work with the schedule. So I ended up doing 8 hours on Saturday.
Do you want to have a comparison to that salary per month? In 2016, my internship paid me the same in Japan.
Internship in Japan in 2016
was 150,000 yen a month.
That's so small. Did they set you up with housing?
No. But it was after taxes, 150 into my bank account.
Oh, this would have been before taxes.
Yeah, this would have been before.
You wouldn't have had... Well, I was making this... As a teacher here, I got hired on 260,000 yen per month when I first came here. So... And then when I went down to part-time, I was probably making 150,000 part-time per month. So my total would have been 300,000, which is livable but tight with a family of 3, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, Max, that's a very good question. I'd like to answer that in the end.
Which
The most recent one that I'm
okay,
seeing.
I wanted to screenshot.
The answer to that is buy their house. You want to?
No.
Later, we do it in the Q&A. And
yeah.
move on with
Yeah, I'm sorry. We've
shows.
Max is like, let's go.
Let's go. Grind is every time he's like, maybe we could make it below 2 hours this time.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. Okay, so in 2015, we're jumping forward another year here. I made a Derek Weldon account on YouTube. And at this time, Casey Neistat was popular on YouTube, and he was doing these vlog videos. We don't see too many vlogs anymore, but vlog videos were becoming a thing.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, I wonder how many people want to know what it's like to be somebody who moves to Japan to open up a company. And so I started doing these driving in the car vlogs as a way to fill time. Like, I had free time. They were all shot in one take, and it was taken on the way to the port, which takes an hour. And so I was like, okay, why don't I talk while I'm in the car? I think some of the people who are watching right now, that's their introduction to buying through us.
That was my
Because
introduction.
These videos were very...
There he is. Wait, can people see?
Yeah.
Probably not. Oh, they can? Yeah,
they
there he is.
were very, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like vulnerable. And people would feel like, hey, I can relate to that person. And that's what we were going for.
I think honest, too. I haven't seen the videos, but yeah. I got a sense when I was watching these videos, like I was interested in Japan and interested in importing a car to New Zealand myself, and I would have used PCA if I ever imported, but I ended up moving here instead. And that felt real. They felt authentic. Is that the same as real? And trustworthy, I think, is what I felt. And I was like, oh, I can trust this guy's opinion. He's not trying to sugarcoat it and be sensational about it. It's just, these are the facts, and enjoy.
Yeah, and on that word, why don't we enjoy this one? Yeah. This is our first ever video. It was posted in March 2015.
That's interesting.
10 years ago today.
There's a comment that says Sum 41 Derek, and I don't know if people know, but Derek and I are big Sum 41 fans. Derek more so than me, I think.
Sum 41 comes from Canada. Just saying.
Yeah.
And I still want to rock the hairstyle. I'm too lazy to get my hair cut. So anytime I cut my hair, you'll see Sum 41 Derek. I'll continue doing it until I'm 80.
So it's like you go from Sum 41 Derek to John Lennon Derek, and then back to the Sum 41 Derek.
I used to drive a Mini, and I would do the same thing when I was younger. Had the John Lennon hair in the Mini. It was perfect.
Yeah. People like, that guy's got a whole
Okay,
thing.
let's go into this one.
Hi there, and welcome to the very first episode of my personal blog. This blog is going to be about, this vlog.
It's funny because I think I know where this is taken now that I see the buildings and everything.
And about myself.
Oh, yeah.
Being
Right?
Those
an owner of a
trees are those
Japanese
trees.
company
Yeah.
Here in Japan. Just talking about company things, personal things about living in Japan, and just for people to get a sense of who I am as a person.
Easy to watch? Hard to watch.
So, I run a company, Pacific Coast Auto Imports. We're a Japanese-based company that buys cars for people all
You're
around
also
the world.
driving. And talking.
But that was also
And?
part of how it worked. Like, if I'm driving, it gives me something to distract myself from knowing I'm in front of the camera.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
little
I realize
secret
what
sauce.
this is.
And just
Yeah.
in my
That's
line
interesting.
of work, so all
This
of
is in
my
a
customers,
Subaru, right? The Legacy?
I don't get to see
Yep.
them. They don't get to see me. I'm on
Was
the
this
other
the
side.
Legacy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Alex,
wow.
yeah.
I talk to
Same time.
customers on the phone,
I heard that
and
sound
email
and I was
most
like,
of the
ooh.
time, but nobody actually gets to see what I look like or really gets an idea of who I am as a person. And so I figured that the vlog is kind of a nice way for people to get to know me a little bit better, for me to just kind of get used to kind of explaining
So young,
some of the
this
ways that I
I
think
know,
and feel
Greg.
about things, because
There's a music video from David
when your
Bowie,
customers are on
one
the
of
other
his
side of
final
the
ones,
world,
where he looks in the mirror
it
of
takes
like
a lot
the
for them
ensuite
to
bathroom of his house, and he's just looking at his face in the mirror, and it's a very kind of poignant moment. I have that moment all the time now. It's like, I guess this is who I am now. There are moments when you age where you're like, you feel like you're not aging very quickly, and other moments where you feel like you're aging very quickly. And when you look
Yeah.
back at something like this, it's like,
and getting to know the person on a personal level. And so hopefully this blog is going to show
and when I
kind of the
watched this, I
personal
was
side
like,
of
I'm still
myself.
saying some of the same things.
And,
Or I'm
no,
like,
just
wow, I was
also
smart
for
back then.
entertainment.
And sometimes I feel dumber than that
speak
now.
about things and explain my view on things. And I figured that this
And I said the
industry
word
is one
things
that doesn't
in
really
this like
have
12
enough
times.
information about it.
Instead of explaining
There
what
are
I
a
was
lot of
talking about, I
companies here in
said,
Japan
and I
that
will talk about
just
things, and I'll
aren't
explain my
cutting
view
edge
on
when it comes
things.
to honesty and integrity. And so there's a lot of hidden information, misinformation, and the internet is a pretty terrible place to, get an understanding of the ins and outs of how things happen. And so,
Gosh.
I want to focus
That's
on
aged
that.
well.
I want to explain what it's like to live in Japan.
Yikes.
It's so much worse now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Graduated
Aged like
from
fine milk.
business school, and just watching and understanding businesses is really
Yeah.
interesting for me. And so
We don't want to watch the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
if people want to watch the whole thing, it's still
They
it's
can-
still up.
Yeah.
So we started those, and I would do them 2 times a week. After the first little bit, we just started doing them 2 times a week, and then one day they would be like questions and answers, which is what
We
eventually
do.
turned into this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then the
sure.
other part would be I'd pick a topic, which is, I guess, also kind of this as well. We would talk about something that's special in Japan. I think it was more popular then than it would be now, or than this show is now, because Japan was still clouded in such mystery because people just didn't know. There weren't a
Yeah.
ton of foreigners
Yeah.
here in Japan back then.
And they were
there
far
wasn't a-
less doing video or
And
like
now
actual.
it's just like there are literally thousands of people trying to do their Japan vlog
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And so we continued that until April 2018. And so a little while. Now,
We need to hurry up. This is taking a
I don't
long
know.
time.
We're on page 2
I
out
feel
of-
like we're ready to complain some more.
Are we? I thought that would have been the biggest one. Oh, I see the first.
We're not going to use the term that I wrote down there.
Can I read word for word?
No, don't do it.
Okay.
Okay, so
There's a swear word.
coming fresh off of that issue with the forum owner and all of that, we started becoming popular on YouTube.
Oh, I do know this. Yeah.
The same person that was helping the forum owner with the accusing us,
The original
knowingly
company that-
accusing us
Yeah.
of something that they knew, because they knew we weren't buying directly from the auction, and they kept their mouths shut. That same person made a complaint to the port.
Oh, before?
Now, they had complained that we were seeing their
Correct,
cars
right.
before, but they made a complaint to the port saying that our cars are visible in the background of YouTube videos from Pacific Coast Auto.
Oh, I always thought that was the other company. We never knew, right?
Truth be told, there
Yeah.
was no way for us to find out, but one company had constantly complained to the port about us, so I assumed that it was them.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's be clear on that. We don't know who it was, but somebody said that they didn't like their cars. Also, the other company that had a little bit of a kerfuffle with us.
Have a look at the comment from Alex. It's well timed.
Any beef with Mark is passive aggressive beef. We never really had serious beef. It was all him telling customers about us behind our backs and us finding out about it once those customers came to us eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little bit between us and Mark.
And us
but
finding more things
for
from
the
those
most part,
customers.
I don't have a negative feeling. Not like these other companies. Okay, so YouTube at this moment was how we were doing all of our advertising, because we were kicked out of the forum and forums were dying and the YouTube was really kicking off. Just to give you an idea, like now we get 1.2 million views per year. At this time, we were getting 4 million views per year.
Wow.
That's why the golden times of 2016 are now fondly remembered on the social medias.
Yeah.
Right. Like, we were competitive at that time, and we are not competitive now because there's so many more established players. This is just the way
On
that it is.
YouTube, yeah.
We're still getting the same click-through ratios, but YouTube is like, wow, well, these entertainment-focused channels are so popular and getting so much runtime that we'll recommend them over these walk-around videos that are a little... We've always said this. They're interesting for somebody who's looking to buy and gather information about how this works or see some quirky cars that they can't see anywhere else, but it's a very limited appeal.
Yeah.
And
This was how I learned about Japanese cars, through the walk around videos that I
Yeah.
did. It was my I want to see how this car from the inside
Yeah.
looks like. So I'm gonna watch this and learn a bunch of stuff too.
I think it attracts a certain type of person.
Right. And also me. Like, that's the type
A
of videos
similar
I'd want
type
to
of
watch.
person to you. But that's right. Like
Yeah.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy
I
or
sometimes
something.
look at the success of Doug DeMuro, and I'm like, oh, we do such similar videos, and we just
Yeah.
don't have that edge.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything against the videos. I think they are pretty good, but... anyways, the port was like, well, this is the last straw. If you don't remove all of those videos from YouTube, then you can't work with us anymore. We are tired of these complaints. This was right before that other company went out of business. And here we can show a graph.
There it is.
And I just picked out the kind of the area. So you can see the views heading up until they got to like a section in the middle, and then they suddenly dropped down.
What happened at that time?
See how the lines get a little bit more up and down here? Right there is when we had to cancel all of the videos.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah. And then for the next little bit, we were still posting videos, and people were still viewing them. But we had just gotten rid of like millions of views from YouTube of the past views that we had gotten on there. And as a result, sometime shortly after, YouTube was like, nope,
Yeah.
you are no longer getting the exposure because we believe that this is a downturn. YouTube, the way it works is if they see someone coming up, they'll give them more room to come up. If they see someone going down, they now give that space to other people and they'll put you down more. And it took us 2 years to get back to the same amount of views that we were getting beforehand. So this one act, and if you are the person who did this to us, congratulations, it worked. We got hit really hard by this.
Yeah.
And our wonderful advertising of getting 15,000 views a day went immediately down to 4,000 or 5,000 views a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was tough. So, next, 2015 July.
Nasty actions by one person, huh?
Yeah. 2015 July. This was right when the Skyline R32 GTR was becoming importable to the US. It was an unestablished market and nobody knew how to do it. And we ended up selling a few of them, and we caught that tidal wave.
A few.
Yeah, we were selling a lot of them.
There's a ton.
And we got popular in the US, which is still popular for us now. 50% of our sales to the US.
Yep.
And when we started selling to the US, we couldn't use the same shipping port. And so lucky us, we've got a new shipping port that we hadn't been complained to about.
Which is mega scenic, by the way.
I
Yeah.
know. Actually, when I
This
see
is-
these, I had that. It doesn't look it, but that highway there is like 15 stories tall.
Yeah.
We had a tire blowout on it once.
Oh, I heard about
And then with my family, and we had to whoa, like driving on a bridge is a bit scary. When you're outside of a car,
Yeah.
it's really scary.
Yeah.
But it makes a good backdrop.
I was gonna say, like, if you had a hot car and you wanted a sick background that was unique, you can't even rent this out for
Yeah.
like a photo shoot. It's a
It's
secure
fantastic,
port
isn't it?
area, but you're just like, well, it just happens to be where I stole.
But
the
you know
cars.
what? I had to wear a hard hat when I was there. It was so weird getting in and out of cars in a hard hat.
Yeah. Donk.
What? Anyway.
And we'll just show a little bit of this video because this is how our videos had evolved. We still weren't showing the auction sheet because I didn't at that point know how to read the auction sheets yet. This car here, I think about this constantly. This is an M535, which at the time I thought was an M5. I didn't realize it's more like the sport version. It's like halfway between the M and the
yeah.
non-M, so no
Yeah.
performance, no engine mods, but suspension and looks mods. But I thought this was an M5, so this was just candy for me because I love these.
Pacific Coast Auto, we're a Japan-based auction agent and exporter. Today we're taking a look at a 1987 BMW
2015.
M535.
Oh, wind noise.
This is a BMW M car similar to the E30
Anyway.
M3, but these ones came first. And so this is a very interesting car for me to check out. Now let me tell you something about the E30 M3. So that car is a car that I've always wanted to buy, and we've bid on probably about 50 times now, and we haven't won one because the price
we were
has been going up in
supplying
terms of thousands
Big
every
dealer
year.
Right.
that was buying all the specialty
This
cars.
is the
Yeah.
closest that I've gotten so far to getting my unicorn car. And so I'm very happy to see this car and to check it out in person. I've always liked the older
This
BMWs.
customer's still buying from us
And about
every
this
once in a while.
era,
That's
it's
so
kind
cool.
of the perfect
10 years ago.
BMWs for me.
Yeah, I love that.
Honestly,
older
generally
cars,
when we get someone who
especially one-
buys one car, they'll just keep buying.
Unless
Which is
they're an
awesome.
idiot.
Well, I mean, usually we get to see people
particular,
come
something that I
back and
wanted
we're
to
like, what are
mention
you
is
after
that
this
this car
time? What
has
can we help with? And they're like, oh, I'm getting this. And it's like, oh, sick.
which is
We get to
really
hear about how their other cars went. And
But the fact that the car still runs and
Oh, you
looks
know what? We didn't talk about
incredibly
Forza
good
6. Trailer.
really
Did
shows
you watch
that
I know,
cars
yes,
of the
I did.
older
Oh, you
era
gotta watch it.
were put together.
How about we move along on
Yeah.
the timeline
Okay.
because it's getting late.
This actually, I wanted to talk just about the evolution of the YouTube channel. And this morning, Max is like, "We're going to talk about what has changed between then and now." And I ended up developing this much more than just the
I'm
YouTube
sorry.
channel.
yeah. Well, hopefully it's fun for people watching. If you you can always leave a comment saying you don't like this kind of content and you want us to talk more about exporting, but
Or Forza Horizon 6.
or yeah,
Also, people like to hear the drama. There's
Maybe.
something about people like.
Oh, the views peaked when you talked about the drama. Like,
but how does that work? It's not
I
like
don't even
people's
know.
ears are like, oh, I better tune into Pacific Coast Auto.
Now it's the
Something
drama.
unscrupulous is going on.
Okay, so we were using this port, which means we got the YouTube videos back.
Cool. In a way better
This is the
location.
beginning of the YouTube videos, and at this point, it was only the cars going to the US, which was great for us. There were a lot of 8.6s, a lot of Skyline GTRs and stuff, so a lot of the juicy cars that just weren't on YouTube.
Yeah.
So some of these videos were doing really good at this time, but not a lot of them were being uploaded because we were still selling tons to Canada, which we couldn't post.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you still have the rule during this time that was the customer had to be okay uploading it for YouTube, right? This was only the cars that the customer said, yes, I'm happy for
Yeah,
it
it's
to be
always
on
been
YouTube.
like that.
Yeah.
Right, so there's always only like 10% of our customers ever want to
Yeah.
have the videos on YouTube.
Yeah. So there's a ton of cars that are behind the scenes that are often very, very, very cool.
I know it's so disappointing that some of the coolest cars in the world
Yeah.
just
We
can't go on the
can't
channel.
post. Yeah.
Or when someone says, "Oh, I see that car in the background. I can't wait for a video on that."
Yeah, and it just never comes. And
I
you're
read
like,
that
sorry.
and I'm like, yeah, no.
I wrote here. I don't know if this is right, but December 2015, Derek first time on camera, PCA channel.
Let's see.
Not the Derek channel. This is the PCA channel.
John
The
Lennon.
PC.
Oh,
So
Derek
anyone who
Robertson.
only subscribed to the PCA channel, they would see me for the first time here.
I'm gonna click play.
And this is
Hey guys, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto, and for many of you, this is your first time to see what I look like. But if you subscribe to my other channel, then you get this kind
Shameless
of video
plug.
a little more
to see me,
comfortable on the camera by
see
this
answer
time.
Yeah.
questions,
This is the
and
Elysian,
drive
yeah?
my car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
The reason why we
I've
do
had
this-
the Elysium for 10 years.
I was going to say,
I still
was like,
drive that. I love it too.
Yeah.
Love it.
or I have a car. And I normally wouldn't have time to do videos like this, but the fact that I drive an hour to get to the port leaves me a lot of dead time to do videos like this. Can you see me? That camera's mounted
yes,
terribly.
we can see.
Slouched down.
I
Gangsters.
liked
I thought this
Gangster,
was so funny.
gangster.
I'm a gangster, and then a little bit later, I'm like, I can't be a gangster
In
anymore.
our YouTube history.
Okay, you can
this
pause
is-
this here. The video here is explaining why the channel lost all of the videos because people were
Okay.
asking.
Yeah.
Jump forward, 2016 January. Derek raises his salary to
Oh, yeah.
300,000 yen per month and quits working as a teacher. So that took me 8 years before I could stop
Yeah.
being a teacher.
That's a long grind.
At this time that I was getting paid 300,000 yen per month, we had Andrew and Paul working here. They were both making more than I was. They didn't know that at the time, but
Yeah.
yeah. They were making well more than I was making, and that didn't go over very well with my wife. She's like, "You're the boss. You should be
Yeah.
making the money." And
They were
that
not
was-
full-time employees, if I'm reading that correctly.
They
with
were
the-
full-time employees then.
Okay.
I got into a little bit of trouble. I hired Paul, and then immediately after, Andrew, who worked with me as the English teacher at that time, got pushed out of the company, and he was in a very bad situation. And my bleeding heart hired him, even though we didn't need 2 sales reps. Like, I thought he would be a pretty good employee, which he was.
And it ended up working out okay.
He trained you, right?
Yeah, but in terms of there was only one in the end.
Oh, yeah. We will briefly talk about that. 300,000 yen per month. That's the last time I'll talk about my salary because I don't want people to know what it is now. It just, yeah.
Well, it took you, 8 years to get to 300,000?
I will say that it is a comfortable salary now, and the company at this point is much, much, much financially healthier than it used to be.
Yeah.
Although there were some bumps, financial bumps, especially there was a thing last year, which I will talk about briefly. 2016 January, Naoko, our first full-time office employee other than my wife.
Yep.
Starts working, and this is when my wife quit. And she quit for 4 years, and she opened an English school, which I helped build the curriculum for, and I was the original teacher. So I went from 6 months of not being a teacher, like a teacher, 6-month break. My wife opens the school, I'm a teacher again.
So, great question.
Jumping way back, that reminds me, that's how I know about PCA, because I interviewed for that English school.
Yeah, which is really weird, but
That is probably one of the funniest things.
It's very cool, and we bonded over being 8-6 owners.
And I was on the way to test drive my Starlet at the dealer.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I stopped by for the interview on the way to Yokosuka.
And then he declined the job because he didn't want to be a teacher.
So he was offered the job?
Well, honestly, I don't recall. Grant, do you remember? I don't think you were. I think you just said, no, it's not for me after the interview.
Right. So I had been recommended to it by a friend who knew I was helping set up a startup English school at the time and was not terribly happy with it in some ways. And I had been led to believe it would be like teaching elementary school age kids, which I had experience with. I was not ready for preschoolers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Teaching preschoolers is totally my jam. Like, I enjoy this job, but teaching has something really special, for me at least. I know a lot of people hate kids.
I just don't think I'd be any good at it.
Just to ask that question.
I think you would be good at it, but it is very stressful. You have to have a lot of patience.
So you grinded 8 years to get to that salary, and you knew what it take to start a business. So once you got to that point, it was like, hey, how about we do another?
So Ayako stopped working actually briefly before she opened the school, and she had the itch to do something. And I had the experience, like, I don't want to be fluffing myself up too much, but of the schools that I work with, I was always the top-rated teacher, and I did a lot to develop the curriculum. And since I left, the school's kind of been doing all right, but it was hugely growing. It went from 1 school to 3 schools in the 5 years that I worked there, and then hasn't had any new schools since then. Always top-rated teacher. So I was high on myself a little bit, and I thought, well, we can make a school that competes with this school, and we can, can do very well as a result, and my wife wants something to do at the same time. My dad gave me advice, don't you think that's a little bit too much to be running 2 companies at the same time? And I was like, no.
Not for me.
But yes, it was terrible. Even when the school got their own teachers and stuff, whenever there was a teacher that was sick, it's like, Derek, I got a sick teacher. And then now, that was at a time PCA was really starting to move, and I was very, very busy here. And then to be pulled back, I don't know, every once in a while, it was annoying.
Yeah.
And the school ended up never making money, and we closed it down after 4 years. And we lost money a lot too, which sucked. And that's why Ayako started working here again, because for the next 2 years after that, she was making money to pay back the amounts that we had used to open the school. And it took, she would get a salary, but it would just be a wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to read a few comments, though, because I think they might be nice to you, Derek. When you said you quit, Gregor said, finally living the dream. And someone else said, you are allowed to make money, dude. And congrats on your success. The channel is so much fun to watch. And it's not like you didn't work for it.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is that company owners, like you just explained, it takes you 8 years before you start making anything. And when people think, oh, small business owners, maybe they get paid too much once they're actually successful in the business thing. It's like you don't see all of the investment that was put in, which was I'm just going to tip time and money into this bucket and hope that one day it overflows
Right.
and I can get some
Because
back.
for most people, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I
lot
think
of
a
companies
lot
just
of
fail.
small business owners, they get to the point where their business isn't making money, and they end up falling into like ways to make the company money faster, which is either scams
Yeah.
or borrowing money to improve.
Yeah.
And then when you borrow money and you just don't make enough to pay it off, then the company falls as a result. And we have, partially because I'm a foreigner in Japan, without access to credit, we've never had any. There were a few times where we had stumbly times. I had to call on some friends to lend me money short term.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the short term, talking like within a month
Yeah.
to get it back to them.
And that's one of the dangers that many small businesses fall into is family and friends are often eager to help out. And then if
And
you
then
can't
get
recover,
burned.
then family and friends' money is then gone and
Yeah.
you get lots of extra troubles.
For sure.
So-
Now, we got Naoko in 2016. Previous to this, she was working part-time here and there, just helping out with some things. Naoko has been one of the keys to the company's success.
For sure.
She is a rock for the company, extremely dependable. She can overhear me right now. I wonder if she's getting bashful. I won't talk too much about that. But Naoko's been amazing. Having her was a game changer for the company because she was just great. Unfortunately, a little bit later, it ended up she had to quit because her husband was moving to the U.S.
Yep.
She was going to the U.S. there because it's common in Japan for companies to do this.
Yeah.
You're going to go live in Italy for 3 years
And
or
she
something
had
like
previously already lived in Germany doing the same
the
thing
USA.
for her husband's company.
that. So this was her second
USA
time
too.
in the USA.
Yeah.
And what a great thing to do, especially when your kids are already out of the house. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
Why not?
let's go have a trip to
Well,
the States and enjoy it.
Her kids were also very young when they were first going. That would be insanely stressful.
Right, yeah, I imagine.
Foreign country,
And there will be some information on that in a second. We might have to skip a bunch of stuff in the show.
yeah.
But we do
we do
once
a
we're this
follow-up.
invested, we have to continue.
Or we do a follow-up. We stop at a point and then continue next
Nope.
week.
We are
Wait.
continuing this week.
Hang on. Well, I got a lot of work to do. I can't afford to be here for the whole thing. But
we'll just
so
skip out. We get fewer updates as we go forward.
I just want to say, like, now we have supposedly 15 minutes left in the show. If you guys would like to see maybe like a more in-depth part 2 next week, maybe we could pause a bit and then pick it up. But if you'd like us to finish everything off now, then
And
we
quickly.
could maybe go a little over, but we'll have to skip a whole bunch of things. So if you're in the chat now and
Yeah,
you want to
please.
write, let us know which you'd prefer.
And now we are at 2016, by the way.
Yeah. We could either... So, 2 choices. Do a condensed version and finish everything now and have a new topic next week, or more full version and part 2 next week.
We need to hear the end. Does Derek make it?
Does No! 2015, Derek
No,
dies
it-
and is resurrected through the magic
yeah.
of
It turns into an
JDM.
isekai anime.
Yeah.
I'd
it's-
rather not skip things.
Most people are saying they don't want to skip.
Then I think we do as
continue
much as
next
we
week.
can now, and we'll continue next week.
There's honestly, like, the biggest part was the scam things. And the scam things are
Yeah.
pretty much done. It has been smooth sailing in terms of scams since then, as far as I know.
But if people are interested in the details and kind of like the nostalgia trip, then it would be fun to
There's also
give
the
people what they
questions
want.
section. If people want to know certain things about this, we can talk about it as well.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Then let's continue. Do you want to... If this is a... Car picks, skip. Car picks, do.
Carpick skip for sure.
Car picks, skip. So we
2000, and we'll, I don't know, questions maybe we'll have to skip too.
do... So,
I want to talk about the white love.
Yeah, you would.
so are we doing a 2-part and continue next?
No.
Yeah, 2-part. It
We're
seems
doing a
like.
one part.
What?
Everybody said that they wanted.
No,
No.
we can't do like a 3-hour show or something. I mean, people also have to get lunch, and we're on the lunch
People say
table
don't
right
skip things. I'm okay with a
Just-
two-parter,
we'll-
two-parter for sure.
Yeah, we'll do as much as we can
Pause
now,
now,
and then we'll
continue
resume
next week.
next week with juicy
I think we'll
details.
probably have to stop here, actually, then.
I think stopping here is good, and then doing some questions
Okay.
that relate to...
Okay, but make sure you don't miss next time, because those ones are the relevant years. That's what 2016 was around a turning point. We hired a number of new people from then, and it became the company that we are now. This is when I moved back from being a sales rep and moved into, we're now going to drive the car, which
Yeah.
is probably the most difficult thing that you can do as a business owner, because when you start the company, you have full control over literally everything. And then when you hire people, now they get
Yeah.
responsibility, and you can't just sit and micromanage everybody. And we, shortly after this, got Mike, who has been instrumental in developing the company from here. One of the best, don't want to pick my favorite kids, but one of the best employees that we've had. Anyways, we'll skip for that. We've got several more years of things to go on.
Next week.
The
Cool JDM show.
surprise financial loss. I do want to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, no,
Stay
this is the
tuned
perfect cliffhanger for next week. There
to
is a
find out more.
If you think that was all the sauce today, wait for the next time. There's more.
We are halfway through page something. There's at least, I guess we're about halfway. honestly.
Oh, that happened too. The one when we got banned from auction.
I was going to say, I think we've missed something in there,
We-
but
we-
we'll go through it.
I put this together this morning, and like there
What
are
started?
things that are going to be skipped as a result of trying to keep it not too long, and apparently it didn't work.
So yes,
Anyway,
promise for
we
next
will-
week.
Yeah.
okay, we'll quickly go over the car picks now because we do have that time.
Oh,
Okay.
there's no
Real cliffhangers, that's right.
screen share for this scene.
I always look at this on the screen
Find
and I
out
see
next
just
time
me and not you.
JDM show, yeah.
Where are you, Mike?
I've been
You've been edited out?
excommunicated. John Wick style.
Let's do it that way then. So we have car picks for today, and as Grant has said the other day, this week's theme is red.
Yeah, red cars. So,
Indeed, red.
say it again, Grant.
Yes, red. Our theme is red.
We need to get Grant his own mic button.
That's too much control for Grant. He's going to interrupt me the whole time. Be
I
like,
mean,
Mike,
we
that
can
was
still
wrong.
cut him out, right?
So it's the chibi version of a fire truck.
Yeah,
You
it's a
can
Mitsubishi
purchase.
Minicab, 1989, little bitty fire truck. It's adorable. It's even slower than most K trucks because this is from the 550cc era, but it's
Oh,
in
wow.
really nice shape, and it's a cute little fire truck. What's not to love?
While Derek reads the sheet, I want to swoon over these JDM fire trucks for a moment because I think they are super awesome. There was a customer who called this week who I gave him some information that he perhaps wasn't expecting or wanting, but I did the same thing. These JDM fire trucks, if you look, it's got under 5,000 kilometers. It is...
Right.
They are maintained by the fire departments, so they get their servicing, they get cleaned.
Sorry, couldn't put out your fire because the fire truck hasn't gotten an oil change in 7 years.
Right.
They say 5,000 kilometers per oil change.
They are I'll go into some drawbacks too, but first the pros of buying something like this. Extraordinarily low mileage. Usually the interior is in phenomenal shape too because 5,000 kilometers worth of sitting. Cleaned, maintained, serviced. Usually parked inside too, I would say, for the most part, because rust
Almost always.
is not really an issue for rust on these. Sometimes you'll see on the diamond plating rear ends, but
It's made out of low grade steel.
right, it's not coated for
The part that's not the official truck. So
yeah.
Toyota or whoever will build the truck, and then an outfit company will put the fire stuff on it, including a little step at the back that's welded onto the frame.
Yeah.
And that step is what we're talking about. That tends to rust.
Yeah.
And then the fire department uses these to train too, right? So even though it has 5,000 kilometers, some of the steps and everything are more used. That's at least my feeling.
I
of
think
it.
that's true. Also, if you're trying to fight fires quickly and
Yeah.
you've got equipment on and
Yeah.
air tanks and stuff, you're going to end up knocking the paint
Yeah.
a bit. So that's one of the downsides.
I don't want to go to cons too yet. I want to hype
Sorry,
these up
Mike.
a little bit more.
Sorry.
Price. Usually, like if you were to get the same car as this in civilian spec or trim, with 5,000 kilometers, it's almost a museum piece.
You would pay an absurd amount of money
Yeah.
for that.
The
like
fire
3
truck.
times what any other one would cost.
Yeah. So the fire trucks are generally available at much cheaper. Yes, more expensive than one which has 150,000 kilometers and rust and 15 years of neglect, but what you're getting is so much better. The cons? No cigarettes as well. Firefighters smoking in a fire truck?
No, they
That
all
would-
smoke.
What? In the fire truck?
Fire trucks with cigarette burns semi-frequently.
We see
Okay, I
fire
stand
trucks with a ashtray chock full of cigarettes every time.
They
It
never
comes
usually-
in and you open the ashtray and there are like 12 more cigarettes than
Preloaded for
can
you.
fit in there. Like you have to kind of poke them in to close the door.
I don't think I've ever gotten in a fire truck and been like, this reeks. And
No,
it smells
they
awful.
don't smell because they don't have fabrics or anything to. The seats are made out of vinyl. There's
Yeah,
rubber
yeah.
floor mats and nothing else, and
Yeah.
there's not much of a headliner in them. It's like there's not
Okay.
much to accumulate that smell,
Right.
and they only get smoked in when the car goes out. So it's not an everyday smoke in there. It's
Right.
like, you know, maybe once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all get smoked in, which is ironic.
Okay, yeah,
Because their job
weird.
is to fight fires, and meanwhile they're like, give me that.
Yeah. Okay, I stand corrected. Yes, they get smoked in, but it's generally not a problem, I would say. With
I would think
these.
so too. It wouldn't be a problem for me.
Yeah, we've gotten to some cars which there actually is a question: what's the worst smelling car you've ever gotten into? And mine's a Hi-Ace camper, but it's never been a fire truck, never been an
That's
issue.
the
for
one
me.
that the dead body was found inside, right?
I think
Underneath
so.
the bed.
Yeah.
What?
Come on, Max. You've been working here long enough.
week. Okay, cons. They are fire truck red. If red is not your color, well, they're all red. They're also repainted by the company that does the fire kit, so not the
And
best paint.
repaints are questionable.
Yeah. The beds of them all have fire equipment, so if you're looking to make like a conversion or something like that, there's some work to do there to strip them back before you make your camper kit or whatever you want to
They
do.
usually don't have AC.
Yeah, no AC, power
Some of them
steering
do.
for some models, maybe some, not others. They're like very utilitarian.
Yeah, very low spec. And screws in the dashboard. Like
Yeah.
there's like equipment that's screwed into the dashboard, and they'll usually take some of that out,
Yeah.
leaving just a bunch of holes.
Yeah. If you get lucky, you get all the lights. I consider that a pro, not a con. And also like CB radio, and like some of them have the little
Yeah.
get out of the way. That's
Yeah.
freaking awesome. Yeah. Anyway, that's me swooning over fire trucks.
Yeah.
Their K-truck ones are typically quite expensive because they're rare.
We had someone import one to Canada, and the landed cost of it was $5,000, and he sold it for $6,500. And he was like, "Yeah, okay, that works." The same guy turned around and sold it for $12,000 immediately afterwards,
No.
without doing anything to the car.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, you're selling it for that much? I know they're worth more. Yoink. Yoink.
There's an Instagram account at the moment who's making like little Instagram reels with anime audio using a K fire truck going to real fire departments in the USA.
Oh.
Trying to be, hey, I'm the new intern.
That's fun.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Hey guys, can I fight fires too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Also a fire truck.
Oh, I was
So,
just about to start talking
This
about
is
70
the
series.
ever popular 70 series, but this is a 4-liter gasoline one, so it's basically a developed version of the engine out of the FJ40. It's a 4-liter straight 6 push rod, but it does have EFI. If you want a diesel one, they will cost dramatically more. I don't know what exactly this one might go for as a gas one, but I suspect it will be less.
So
Denzel
diesels,
has asked how much the 70 series fire trucks are. in
the
general.
diesels are like 2.5 million yen. Is that right?
At the low end, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about low end. I don't see them eclipse 3 anymore, but honestly, I don't see too many of them come around.
And they're 5-speed manual and 4-wheel drive, of course.
Yeah. And you can get them with power steering sometimes, but it's hard to find.
Mm, yeah,
you can
most
get
of
them
them are
with
not
AC
power steering, not
sometimes.
AC.
Yeah.
The last one on the YouTube channel had AC.
Yeah, that was super lucky.
Yeah, a
That's
lot
the
of
first
these
one I've
are-
ever seen with AC.
Yeah. So, if I can continue
think
my
you-
little triad of swooning over
Okay,
fire trucks.
swoon away.
To me, this is the creme de la creme, the cream of the fire truck.
I would disagree with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
are
really
you-
like those canters on the race
Okay,
suspension.
I
They
was
are
about-
so badass.
Yeah. Okay, this is like this is vying for one of the top positions of the coolest deals that you can deals at auction. I don't want to overhype people, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's the best thing
Because it
since
won't be a
sliced bread."
deal anymore.
Yeah, these have come up in price a lot over the past several years.
Yeah, they were 1.4 at one point.
Yeah, and
now
that
they're
was even
2.5.
after they'd come up a little bit, and that was for the diesel versions. So
Yeah, this gasoline one will be cheaper. So if
For
you want a
sure.
video from Max,
yes, all of
Maybe
these.
a cool
Say
thing
every
to do,
week,
guarantee.
if you purchase a car that we've featured on the show, you'll get a free cool video.
sometimes when you buy these, you get firefighter boots.
Really?
Or firefighter jackets. Like,
Have you
not
had
joking.
Hey, we have a person interested. How much cheaper is the gas variation?
2 million yen is my guess.
I would say less.
I don't know. It's
No?
still a 70 series pickup.
The
I think
70
it's still
series
desirable.
just they make people hard. What do you
Me.
say? Me too.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Hard.
I can't get out from under the table now.
Yeah.
Come on, Denzel, you can do it. You want that video, I know.
To get a Land Cruiser with this mileage is impossible. It's just impossible. Like, even the gasoline ones, like the diesel ones will have around the same mileage, sure, but like you're not getting a Land Cruiser with this low of mileage nowadays. It's just, you're not finding it.
Take the fire truck equipment off, repaint it, put a bed on
Also,
it.
probably worth
Sick.
saying, this is based off of the pickup truck chassis, the 79 or the 75, depending on the wheelbase.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those don't exist in Japan otherwise. You can't get a pickup truck here unless it's a converted fire truck, because the pickup truck of the 70 series was only sold outside of Japan or for a very limited amount of time in 2014, 1 year.
I saw recently drive past me a pickup 70 Land Cruiser, and have I not have worked here, I wouldn't have known that these are super mega rare or converted. So this guy drove around, nobody looked at him, and I was standing there like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's a pickup.
The car nerd problem.
he noticed, and he was like nodding at me like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And those companies that convert them, they sell them retail for like 7 million yen.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say, is that some people will buy these fire trucks from auction, gut the rear fire truck bits, and then put a pickup bit on them, and then we see them back at auction, painted and everything, and they're
And they sell
7
for
million
4
yen
million,
or
4
something.
million yen at auction, and
Yeah.
then 7 million for retail.
Yeah.
I've seen them go as high as 6 at auction.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have
Some
had
of them
AC.
I
They'll
did,
put
yes.
like the grills on and everything, make them
So
look
cool.
super outdoor, and yeah.
Nothing like a 70 series for someone who likes Toyota trucks. This
Okay.
is the final boss.
Also, small note. You know how we said we're rusting on that rear step? If
Yeah.
you can zoom in on that
It's
little
got snow.
Yeah, that's so that's where it rusts, and that's probably why they rust.
Oh, this seat in the back, the flip down seats often have seat belts.
You can actually drive with
So
people in there.
legally in Japan you can. I don't know about outside of Japan, but it has a seat belt.
Yeah.
And you imagine like driving this down the street and you see someone sitting in the back just waving at the people behind,
Nervously.
hoping that you don't get rear-ended.
This would be the perfect camera car for YouTube.
You know, I think the BB is the perfect camera car for
But
YouTube.
it's not
but
legal for me to
Pussies
sit
don't want to sit in the back.
okay. There's the
also not
insult of the
legal.
day.
Hey, we could put a seat belt in there.
Sure.
Or a harness of some sort.
Yeah.
Okay, last car. for today.
And most people who do that in camera cars, they do it illegally anyway. All this
Yeah.
professional camera car stuff that's
Yeah.
shot by a person in the back of a truck or something is
So
just
does that
shot
mean you
illegally.
can't even get sued for it because industry standards?
Yeah. Oh my god, that is a
That was
shocking
so
information.
wild to learn that. I was just like,
He made that
Did he
up,
look-
right? He made that up. Judge, that's not
it was
real.
so
right?
weird too to time after time sit across from somebody who had screwed you that bad and was the head of the company. He didn't like making eye contact with me. I just like sometimes if I was just feeling angry, I would just like death stare at him the whole time because the whole meeting was done in Japanese and most of it I didn't understand. So I would just sit there going,
You did this.
yeah, I'm the small guy who's
Yeah.
making your day hard.
Yeah.
Okay, final red car.
It's a Suzuki Swift fire truck.
Swift.
not
I
a
believe
fire
this is
truck.
the last one based on the Cultus platform.
Nope,
Nope. Okay, I'm wrong.
they are separate platforms, Cultus and Swift.
Cool. This is not the same one as my generation, though. This is a completely separate chassis from that. But it does have a earlier variation on the same engine. It's about 150 kilos lighter and has roughly the same power, 115 down from 125. But
Is this wide body? It looks wide body.
Yeah,
nope,
stock.
totally stock.
I mean, this is stock, but it's wider than the
Yeah.
regular Swift for
Okay.
the GTI one.
Yeah, they're cool little cars, though. Popular track cars. We raced against one. We lost.
No, we didn't lose.
Did we not? I thought we lost.
Every time we've raced against those people, which is twice, we won both times.
Oh, well, cool.
They didn't usually finish too high, right?
They didn't do well the first time, and they came back with an LSD and did a lot better, but we got better by that point too.
I think these look very good. Like
They
the
do.
proportions and the fenders and everything are.
They're pretty neat.
Yeah, and it's 50 Shades of Red.
This one's not in perfect
That's so
condition,
typical
but
of
it's
these.
very low mileage. They look to want about 350 for it.
350.
I think these are
Sorry.
incredibly fun to drive.
Oh.
They are excellent cars.
Maybe this is a car for a YouTube video.
Maybe. It's automatic. No, is that wrong? It says AT there, but sometimes they gotta circle it. So.
Yeah, it's what they've circled is manual, and then it says 5-speed in Japanese down below it.
Oh, okay.
What do you think the stabilizer member power brace is?
So
Sounds good.
for these, you can get a similar one for mine. It's basically like a brace bar for the rear axle, because it's a solid rear axle.
Ah.
And so it kind of braces that along the sway bar mounts.
Yep,
Interesting.
buy that. And then next, we're going to be talking about this week at PCA.
Wait. Try it again. Mac, I'm going to push the button just in
Push
case.
the button.
Push the button.
Do it. Do this.
This week at PCA.
I hope that was not too loud.
Oh, it sounds different.
Did it? I can't hear what I
don't
sound
know
like.
if my button does anything.
Yeah, it should only you don't hear that mixer.
Max, you got to help us with this category. We're going to talk about something that was in the news. Whenever modified cars are in the news here in Japan, the news is always complaining. It's an us versus them thing, and car tuners are the smaller portion, so the news always takes not our side. Turns out that there are these companies that go to Daikoku for you.
Wait.
as
Turns
a-
out. Let me rephrase that. What we've been saying on multiple shows over multiple months has finally reared its the culmination in these bad
Okay.
practices. Has
You
reared
want the
its head.
real Japanese experience being a car guy. So you hire these companies that are going to take you for tours, and if you DM them and you say, hey, can I do highway runs at max speed? A lot of these companies would be like,
Not
either
Yup.
yes or a
Hell
bit of cash,
yes.
and I can do it for you.
don't say a lot of companies, because we actually don't know if it is a lot of companies that
That's
do
very
this.
fair, Max. Thank you for
Sure.
pointing that out.
There are a lot of legit companies doing this, and they have spoken out about the things that recently happened. But
I would like to see some of those things
It's-
if we have them.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
really I didn't prepare for this at all because I barely know about it, but Max knows more.
I have these, but
There were a couple of crashes recently with these tour groups, and in some of the videos, the cars are they're doing things they shouldn't be doing on the highway.
Yeah, just illegal driving, like highly illegal driving.
It makes sense because there are people who want this
Whoa.
experience. It makes sense that somebody is selling them.
let's do it this way then. This is a Japanese article. So what you've seen here, and maybe you've seen that, it doesn't have the video, and I didn't have time to do it. This is one of those cars that you see on Instagram that's doing the tours. And as you see, it's you can't drive it anymore. so
That
to
wheel
speak.
looks like it wouldn't point you in the correct direction anymore.
So this is,
So this is
big
a security.
news in Japan right now.
This is a
especially
security
cars.
camera. Here's the GTR coming in, and this truck starts to pull over. What you don't see here is that the GTR is driving around 170 kilometers an hour.
So the truck didn't expect someone to come up on him so quickly and
Yeah.
changed lanes.
What is that in miles per hour for?
170 is
Yeah.
110 miles per hour. 112. Or
And the truck's probably going like 80 kilometers an
And
hour,
the speed
maybe
limit
100.
The speed limit here would be 60.
trucks,
60?
Trucks
But it's-
usually
they're
don't.
probably doing 80.
Yeah.
It depends on the truck.
So this guy gets smooshed in here.
Smooshed GTR.
Yeah. And apparently that's the guy. There are many videos going around on Japanese social media at the moment.
The difficulty is he's a foreigner. He is not a Japanese person.
It was
He's like
totally
us.
played up in the articles that I read.
Yeah.
Foreigners in Japan doing illegal things.
Yeah.
And then this video, I've seen this video, he's asking these two people what the tour was like, and they say, I'm genuinely scared for my life. This guy doesn't go slower than 160. So he advertises that kind of driving for him.
He's in a high-powered car doing high-powered car things.
Are we going to
And that's-
talk about how much money that company makes?
This is not
Yes.
that company. This is another
oh,
company.
this is the one that
right.
crashed,
This
not
is
the one that was in
crashed,
trouble.
which is
Yeah.
another company. And then just
Diego
recently,
Banzai Cruz.
after that, a couple of days later, another company's owner was arrested by the police.
Which is a little bit weird because usually when you're doing car stuff, arrest is stricter than getting a ticket, right?
Correct. And here there are some English articles on this. So this is on Hot Cars,
JDM
but-
influencer and tour operator. I like how they put influencer in there.
There are though.
Well,
Should I
it's,
name-
it's,
should I
it's
name drop?
advertising.
No. I,
Yeah.
people can find out. There's no point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a group of cars that you see on Instagram.
Like 20 cars they own, right?
A
They
lot
won't-
of cars,
They won't
and
run
you
20
see-
cars at the same time, but they own 20.
They are running 20 cars at the same time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
these are
gang
guys
going
that roll up to the Autobox Shinonome and then off to they do their whole route,
Yes.
right? Yeah, and there's like they
there's
will
the name.
take up
Yeah, that's
all
just-
of the car parks there. And people who don't know that the tour groups go there are like, why is Autobox suddenly like popping off at night with all of these hot cars? It's
Must
'cause
be
they're
so
all-
weird to be like a
Yeah.
Japanese person just go, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Where? I always think tour groups are weird, especially
Yeah.
like when I worked at the juice stand when I was a little kid. We would have tour groups come in and they'd be like, 40 drinks, please.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make 40 drinks and it's like
Yeah.
these Chinese people going for 45 minutes waiting for their drinks.
Yeah.
So
You're like, if you called ahead.
the reason he was arrested is under the suspicion that he's operating illegally modified and poorly maintained Japanese sports cars on sightseeing trips for inbound visitors. And they said that he was arrested because of an incident in November 21, 2025. So that has been some time ago, but the arrest only happened so conveniently after the crash of another guy.
Someone in the police department got pressure put on him.
So, well, I think Japan police tend to build cases against people, and by the
Yeah.
time you get arrested, they have so much evidence against you because if they move quickly on like one or two offenses, you have more chance of getting out of it for reasons. But if they've got 50 cases where they're like, we've got caught you doing all of these things over this period of time, when you think you're out scot-free doing your own thing, and then they suddenly bring this mammoth case against you, it's open shut. Like, you're done.
And they also say the police began investigating after receiving a tip around fall last year.
Yeah.
So that's usually how they do. And that's car set modified exhaust systems to make them louder. Which is funny because it's obviously much more modified, but this is Japan.
And we have to read between the lines a little bit here, too. Most of the time, if you've got a modified car in Japan, nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
So there is some reason beyond the modifications on the car that they wanted to make an example out of him or something.
Yeah.
We don't really know all the details.
So they say the company has gained around 200 million yen a year in annual
So
sales.
200 million yen in US dollars,
1.3 million.
$1.3 million in revenue in a year.
Yeah.
And sure, there's the cost of cars and fuel and stuff like that, but
It's not $1.3 million a year.
and employees to drive them. So let's just say that
Volunteers,
that adds up.
shall we say? Who
We
are
don't know.
paid in-
We don't know.
Who are paid like this.
We don't.
That probably adds up to 40% of costs. So the guy is probably, of course, this is a wild speculation, but probably pocketing $600,000 to $800,000 a year if he owns this.
So then this is the first article on the Mainichi. So this is a Japanese news outlet.
That's out every day.
Who would have guessed? That's the name of the... this is the first time I read the Tokyo-based company has also been referred to prosecutors.
Yeah,
So they're actually going from this is the car that's too loud to, hey, we're going to look into the company.
I'm not I don't know the law and legal proceedings that well in Japan, but in my understanding, they build a massive case and then they're just like, you're done and there's no way you're getting out of this. Like, we're shutting you down.
Japan has
indefinitely.
99% success rate
Yeah.
when they bring charges. And a lot of people are like, oh, there's shady business. No, this is why.
Yeah.
They have, like, they won't bring charges unless they've got something they know they're going to win. So
Yeah.
there's not much chance that this guy's going to
Yeah.
be successful in this.
I wonder if he gets deported for this or if he's a Japanese... I don't think he's a Japanese citizen. Even if he's resident, I think...
Yeah, we'll need to see if there's an update.
And
Maybe.
we will get updates on the Cool JDM show.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about this?
I would like to say that we've mentioned about these tour operators in the past. It's unfortunate. I don't know how many good ones there are out there. I hope there are a number of good ones, but I think a lot of foreigners in Japan saw this as an easy way to make money and did not register a company, maybe, did not
Get a license to operate a taxi.
Right. You have to have a specific business to operate a taxi, and then you have to have a specific license to then be a taxi driver, and all of these other things that they didn't, that in my opinion they haven't done. I don't know. I'm not these companies. I don't know how they work.
It can be really hard if you're wanting to do something like this to find a good company because, like, I'm sure a lot of these companies.
It's just
how are you going to compete against other companies? I bet you online reviews are botted and stuff by at least some of the companies.
Yeah. But also, if they haven't set up a company and they haven't got the licensing and they don't have the insurance and they don't have all these things, their costs are. It's just like you asked me, Mike, take me to Daikoku, and I'm like $300. I'm not doing anything legally.
And they were charging $250 per head.
Something like
So,
that.
and you see these cars come with full cars.
Yeah.
Like, could be $1,500 per night of
4 hours of
almost
driving.
profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there are other tour operators out there who are operating illegally, and they will know because it's their business, you should take a hard look at yourself and wonder if you're doing the right thing at the moment. Because if you're on the wrong side of the law, it's going to come down and get you eventually. So be careful.
While you look how the look is looking, and I don't know why the camera suddenly went darker,
Do we have our tier list for this or not?
we do have the tier list.
So this, I've never heard about this before, but I liked the name. It says, look, white
Oh,
lovers.
Max is going to zoom in. He's going to zoom.
Not zoom, it's just exposure. Okay.
And I thought it was funny, so
White lovers.
I bought it. Also,
You take it out. Take out the little inner package.
package in a package. So Japanese, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Nice, Max.
White.
We didn't make up the name. It says,
So
look.
typically in Japan, this is all chocolate, right?
White lovers.
You would eat this over the course of several sittings. I feel like a chocolate bar is a one-sitting thing outside of Japan, but now I am a Japanified, and this would be a 2-week thing for me.
2
One
weeks?
little bar a day, or one little piece a day.
While you open this,
I'm eating that thing in a
how about
bite.
we do answer some questions in
Let's
the
do it.
meantime?
It's snack time, question time.
And you can
Snack time
tell
and
because
question
this
time.
actually has a little latch, like a cereal box that you can close
Oh, yeah.
on the back.
Japanese packaging is so cool. Often excessive, but very cool.
Derek, how did you end up in
Oh,
Japan
oh,
in the
oh, oh.
first place?
This is broken. I took an airplane.
Next question.
It's not one bar, it's several.
Okay, he doesn't want to talk about it in more detail.
He does. He was concentrating on the package. Or do you not?
What are the flavors?
Derek ended up in Japan. He is a Canadian. He fell in love in Canada with a Japanese national, and she whisked him away overseas to Japan
Yeah.
so that they could have a...
A little bit of a weird story because there was no intent for me to move here until my wife mysteriously got pregnant. Then we had a quick wedding.
Mysteriously. Immaculate conception.
and then you reassess your life very quickly within the next 8 months. And,
You get your affairs in order,
yep.
and you do what your wife says.
She wanted to move back, at least temporarily, and I had always wanted to start my own company because I was, even at that point, tired of listening. I
Just ended there,
absolutely
tired of
hated when it would happen repeatedly at every job. Oh, you have to do this, and I'm like, that goes against my morals, but you have to do it. I really, really hated that.
Yeah.
No.
So our flavors are creamy for this one.
White supremacy. White. Nope.
That counts as our swear, Max.
This one is Fiantino.
Oh my god.
I don't know what that means. And this one's cookie
And cream.
cookie crunch.
Kyorimo.
And they're all, look, white lovers.
White lovers. Creamy. That's what I wanted to say, but then I don't know.
But
like
then
it.
Max...
Thanks. So which one do you want, Max? Do you want creamy? I'm giving you the creamy.
Okay. I caught it, by the way. Just
I'm going to eat creamy too. You bet your ass I'm eating the
is
creamy
this-
white love.
What? Yuck. Is this cornflakes?
I think it's almond shavings.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Looks very good.
Yes.
I do not like cookies and cream all that much.
This is just regular white chocolate to me.
these are good.
Do you like white chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
All
Are
right.
you a white lover?
I am.
You are married to a white lady.
That's racist, Max.
You're like the only gaijin in Japan that's not married to a Japanese girl.
Yeah.
I talked to a friend of mine who always wanted to live in Japan, and then he is like, I'm not sure if I want to live in Japan too much. I am a little bit older now, and to be honest, it was always the girls.
Oh, that's
dear.
sad.
Oh, is it made from
Okay,
Hokkaido?
Oh, this one's not bad.
Let's
The
do
almond
some.
one is better.
yeah, it wasn't too bad. I'm not a big fan of white chocolate. I'm not a big fan of white lovers. So,
What is a question for the entire crew? What was the worst stink you've ever smelled?
that highest camper. I had to drive it in the heat of summer after the car had been sitting there on like a 35, 40 degree day, baking,
Yeah,
and then
nothing
you
worse than
open the
that.
door and air is heavy and smoky, and
Yeah.
it was a camper, so there's probably other smells in there that humans shouldn't have to smell on each
Yeah,
other.
campers sometimes it's like you need a hazmat suit to get into.
Yeah. And the seat was vinyl, and it was so hot that and there was no AC in that car, and we had to drive it to a shop.
What kind of camper was it? Do you
It's a
remember?
Hi-Ace.
Hi-Ace?
Yeah,
Is it
strangely.
cigarette smell or
The worst
Cigarette
Hi-Aces
and
tend to be, or
just
worst
gross.
campers seem to be light aces or delicas for that.
Yeah.
The people like I live in my camper and smoke 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Delicate campers. Anyway, what are you gonna rate this? It's futsu, isn't it? Like normal.
it's not better than the mushrooms and the thing, so it has to be D or lower to me.
I give it a D too.
I was giving it an A just because white chocolate.
Oh, do you really like white chocolate?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Then we'll go with D.
That is how the list
Why
works.
is it cropping? I just want
Well, I think that this tier list should exemplify Japanese sweets. But this doesn't. It doesn't stand out. It's of the same
okay, that's
quality
a
as you
fair
would get in many
that's
other
a fair
countries.
point. Yeah.
So if your target is to come to Japan to experience some of the greatness of Japan, pass
Probably
on
not
this.
this. Okay, I can live with that.
I'll eat it still.
I feel like we need a tier list for each staff, because I want to wildly adjust this tier list.
Any other smells that
I
we
like
want
it
to
the
talk
way it
about?
is.
I know you do. That's why it's the way it is.
It's just part of the regular business to have cars that are completely stinky.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Ambulances
hundreds of
smell
times.
very medical.
Like dead people, right? That's
And dead
weird.
people. Yeah, hearses too. Hearses and ambulances, unfortunately, smell like dead people.
I'm joking about that. They don't smell like dead people, but they do have a clinical smell to them because of whatever the chemicals they were using inside.
That's true, like a hospital smell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question from Zeb Mert. How complex is an auction website like yours? Is it a hard thing to build and integrate with everything?
Topical question.
We've got interesting information about that probably in the next episode.
Oh, that's okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Tune in next week.
The one that we currently use, we pay a monthly fee for it, and we have no control over how it's designed or anything.
Okay,
There's a
put
question
one and one
that says
together.
formaldehyde, and I don't know what. Oh, that's probably the smell for.
That's what they embalm people with, isn't it?
Oh.
Next question. Do you have any particular opinion on standards with each of the different auction houses? Or is it at a point where it's regulated enough where they are all roughly the same?
LAA Okayama is the one auction where I feel uneasy about. We have had a few cars from there that seem to be worse than what we would expect given the auction inspection.
Yeah.
It's just that one auction house to
And
me.
every once in a while, USS baffles me. I think USS,
Yeah.
because they're probably run more like a corporation than a lot of these smaller auctions. And as such, they probably have things like you need to get X amount of inspections done in X amount of time. And then the person wouldn't put it past USS to not change that amount for the person doing the lay-in for older cars.
Yeah.
And then they're just sometimes has like, you got to do all these. You got to do them now. Do them now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a producer decision now. That goes against what. Anyway, 20 minutes over. I'll save the rest of the questions from the chat from today for next week, and
Yep.
we just close the stream here.
I need
You heard
some
it.
more chocolate when we're done.
The producers made a call. We gotta
We're
go.
at 125 almost. This is the longest episode that we've done.
Yeah.
Dang.
So next week
Sorry, Mike.
we continue with more
Part two.
saucy information of what happened at PCA.
There are a few bombs of sauce in that
Sauce
information.
bombs.
Yeah.
We're spilling the tea,
Oh, I
bombing
drank
the
matcha
sauce.
latte.
This should be a new thing. Bombing the sauce.
You got to change the thumbnail
Bombing the sauce.
Yeah, I'll probably
to
change.
2016 and then say something about part one.
Yeah, I will change the thumbnail.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for chatting. There's a lot of
I'm on
chat.
camera. I'm just snacking out here, kicking back.
Well,
chocolate.
you went through a lot on this show. It's
Look. White lovers.
Very passionate show this week. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be back again in 1 week from now with all sorts of things that you're going to want to hear from the Cool JDM show. I want to get the theme song in the next episode, even without any of the animation.
Okay.
Just start the theme song. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, do it.
Cool.
I want to have that outro song for the end so that we can kick it.
To Tooting BEC next week. I have screenshotted your question. It will be answered.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.